Let's go, bub. Don't you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut!
Nothing moves the blob!
Let's go, bub.
I'm actually wearing this
Don't mind.
What's that you wearing?
Anime Avengers.
Alrighty, and killed the music, brought the mics up, and we are live again. Hello, everybody.
Yes.
Hey.
And Justin, you let Derek know that you redeemed some points for him? Okay.
Yes, I did.
I figured you did since you did that during the music, so just want to make sure. Mm-hmm. Okie doke. So, lots of stuff has happened since we have last played. Lots of stuff still occurring. You guys are caught still within a war within the within Argentina. Does somebody want to give us a brief recap?
Yeah, I can do that. So let's see. Last time, Hyperion, during his repairs, managed to upgrade himself so that he can take on more damage, but he looks bulky, We'll fix that at the vein. We talked to the new Prussian doctor on the supercarrier regarding trying to heal Angler, and he said that he needed Angler's medical records to make sure he wouldn't be injured. So after that, speaking with Lightbringer, found out that she's trying to cope with what happened in the previous game. And she's focusing on the immediate future, pushing forward. And she also mentioned that she tried to reach Blood Goblin and Ms. McCall, but it was slow going. We then met with the team and determined that it'd be morally acceptable for Mainframe to get Angler's secured medical records, even if it technically breaks laws. Let's see here. And, we found out that Mainframe can remotely access Xenofreeze's ship because it included instructions from the new Prussians. And then, let's see, he also confirmed that he was able to he'd be able to contact Blood Goblin, but not Ms. McCall. She's with New Haven Institute. Sagan volunteered to take Xenofreeze's ship to Strongford to transport Blood Goblin back to the supercarrier. That's mainly to help Angler attune to his magic pearl once we have the opportunity for that. But in the meantime, we got contacted by U.S. Ambassador for Argentina, Tom Nolan. We went to where he was, and he gave us the mission to go save his daughter and other college students at the Argentina University of Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there, and there was a weird energy field. One thing it did was disrupted Hyperion's copies, but as we got closer and closer to wherever the source was, it was affecting several of the teammates, namely Ixion and Carmen. And then when we had shown just try a little bit of her shock powers, it exploded and knocked nearly everyone out, including the security forces and all that, and injured a few of us. And we found out that it was amplifying everybody's powers, or at least we don't know if it amplified any of Hyperion's powers, but everyone who's biological, their powers were amplified. And that even got Lightbringer's powers changed as well, and it's causing her to now glow purple.
Bionicid.
Turn off. So then we saved the students, found out Angler got in contact with Jurgen regarding his pearl. Then we got back to the supercarrier, found out Mainframe used $3 million of Mark's cash to pay Midnight X to go get Angler's records. So that's how we got him. And then we did some medical scans on people, and turns out that those who are biological had an additional mutation, similar to how meta-actives come into being. And that's where we left off.
Excellent.
But on the bright side, Lightbringer doesn't need a nightlight at night anymore.
Nope.
Now we can call her Nightlight.
Yep.
Nightlight Bringer.
Great.
Wah, wah,
Wonderful.
wah, wah.
It's either that or Light Bright.
Light.
Yeah.
I like light bright.
That's lovely.
Mhm.
I love those toys.
So I forgot to ask last game. Am I up to full health again?
Yes.
Okay. I was just happy I was still alive.
Oh, Dale, before we forget, roll for XP.
Right.
for karma.
XP. That's
Right.
1d10. Okay. Oh, only got a 2. All right, so that then means 100 karma.
Can we use any yet?
Well, we can use the one that we just got.
If you want to use what you have banked on something that you have banked, like spend it to increase a power or whatnot that you had it banked towards, absolutely.
How much karma do we get?
100.
100.
100.
100.
Yeah, I'm banking it. I don't care. Well, can
I'm
we
gonna say
put that
about
into our
350.
karma? Can we put that into our karma pool for like to add to rolls yet?
That is a great question. You guys have elected to not do a karma pool.
Well, not the karma pool, but like where we can put 100. we could spend 100 if it's
Yeah,
outside
that
of
means
our
you don't bank it. That means you just hold
Yeah.
on to it.
Okay, so I'm going to do that.
So this is brand
Yeah,
new
I'm just-
karma. You can hold on to it, but that also means it is affected. Should you have damage, property damage, or God forbid, kill somebody again. Emphasis on
Which
again.
the way that we go, it's probably going to happen.
Never say never.
So
Got a
I will
real
leave that all up to you. At this point, last we left off, you guys had been, scanning each other, looking for anomalies, and doing some like downtime stuff, intermixed with conversations. And you had a conversation with Blood Goblin as well about getting her help and what it was going to cost. So I think we will start this off then with Carmen. I believe you had something that you wanted to do.
I'm pretty sure we were all going to do it together.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, I'll since it was something you raised, I will let you raise that with the group and then take it from there.
Well, okay, so we were planning to have a conversation with Grandpa, not only about this marker, because we figured he would want to know or have something to say about it, but also we need to talk to him about Blood Goblin wanting New Prussia citizenship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if he is, I mean, I know he's like running a war or whatever.
He's a
But-
busy man.
If he can
Just
spare
go up
us,
to him and be like, "Hey, Pappy, what's up?"
To be honest, I doubt your father's going to turn away a magical, empowered being.
probably not.
Grandfather.
Yeah.
Her father is our father.
So, whatever the protocol is to see if he will meet with us, we'll put that forward.
Okay. Well, I mean, at that point, then you put it forward to Sagan, who runs up the chain of command at that point to find out, when or if he'll be available.
Okay.
While that's going on, I suggest to everybody we go downstairs and we find a place to train.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. We wanted to see if if we could practice.
Does that mean I can do a power stunt?
Actually, that's a great idea. I'll get that out of the way too. I haven't been practicing.
Or because everyone's powers are kind of out of control, that might be dangerous to try, even in the training room.
Oh.
Last time she just barely used a power, it knocked out 100 people.
Well, the danger room is insulated, isn't it? I mean, like ours is insulated to where, Angler was doing his plasma blasts and it wasn't doing anything,
Maybe that's
outside of the room.
something. Maybe that's something that we can consult with whoever is in charge of the training room.
What can these things take?
Whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
like how much dampener it can handle.
Okay.
Plus, I have to find out because my power stunt is teleporting. So I have to even find out if I can even do that with if the danger room is affected by the whole.
I would think not,
field.
because the field is over the land, right? And we're on the ship.
I think it's everywhere.
I can't remember if it continued all the way out there, but I don't remember.
For now, we just want to see if we can get your glow under control.
Yeah.
Let your soul glow.
All right.
I was just figuring then if that was the case that she was just going to break down the door and just say, "Who's the master?"
Show enough.
Exactly.
Right.
Show enough's got the glow.
So I guess we'll all go ahead and go down to the training room. Is there anybody there who's like the steward of that room? Or anything like
There's a
that?
guard posted out front of it. Yeah.
Okay. So, referring to the guard, are we able to use the training room, or is it off limits?
He says, negative, sir. Right now it is currently off limits since we are in a war. You would need some sort of special permission for that. That is primarily because obviously we don't want random explosions going off in the ship and damaging it when we'd be least prepared.
We're not going to be throwing around any blasts for the moment.
Wait, so it can't withstand blasts internally?
It can.
Do you know to what degree?
But I'm not qualified to answer that question.
Understood.
You would need
You
to actually
mentioned-
talk to one of our tech officers for access and to find out the specs for the training room.
Understood. Thank you. So then, mentally, Hyperion will say, Hyperion to Cynet Hub. Do you read?
Okay, you hear that semi echoey voice come through. This is Psych out.
Psych out. Hyperion here, trying to determine if we could have temporary access to the training room on in the supercarrier. We are trying to determine what has happened to several members of our team. I've heard that we need special permission from a tech officer to use the room. Would that be possible?
One moment. Then she comes back. She says, "You've been granted a 30-minute window."
Excellent. Thank you. Hyperion out. Then addressing the guard, we've been provided a 30-minute window. Have you received that?
Got that update like almost right away.
Excellent.
So he just badges the door, and you see a little timer on it start.
Gotcha.
All right. Lightbringer, I want you to come with me.
Come with me if you want to live.
I may not be the greatest at certain control in certain situations, but have you ever seen me misfire or accidentally rocket when I don't intend to rocket?
I acknowledge that you have gone through probably much more rigorous training than I have.
So, this is what we're going to do. And he'll sit down cross-legged.
We're going to meditate.
Something like that. You should come over here too, Shion. Shone, sorry. Whatever. I'm horrible with your name. I apologize.
We've established this, Huggy Jesus. World's worst tour guide.
Okay,
Now-
Angler.
Huggy Jesus is down for the week. He's being repaired. Someone flew through him.
Yep. He's been sent to Latveria.
Oh no.
So, right now, what do you feel?
What do I feel, Jerome?
Don't ask me. You're not under any influence right now.
So I don't feel any different than usual?
No. I mean, if you're asking like physically, no. Okay. Otherwise, I'd expect you to answer that question.
Do you feel confident in your powers?
Not at the moment.
So, how did you feel yesterday? Take a deep breath. This isn't just me trying to awaken you with the power of love and friendship. To put it in
yesterday,
perspective, while you're thinking, remember that some people can lift cars up to protect their children. Some people have been known to lift 300, 400 kilograms in a deadlift. All they need is to feel that confidence. Yesterday, you were confident in your powers, weren't you?
yes.
Right now, and he'll hold out his hand, and for effect, do you want me to roll
No,
to generate plasma?
no.
This is what confidence in training looks like. We don't have the time to do the training. That is a luxury we don't have. I want you to make this turn invisible because I know you can do it.
Your plasma
Yes,
or your hand or both?
the plasma.
Okay.
Hey,
That would be fairly easy.
I know you can do this. I believe in you. And he's got
that's
that
one of your
dead,
regular powers, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
He's got
that's
that
how I usually
utter confidence in you. Look,
Okay. Should Jerome, should I roll to do it?
No.
Okay.
So
then-
he's talking and all of a sudden woof, plasma goes away.
she's still purple.
Yeah.
Now, he'll dissipate it. What color should you be?
White.
I was going to say not bioluminescent, but that works. So all you had to do a moment ago was picture the plasma being invisible.
Right.
So picture yourself being normal.
Okay. Can I, Jerome, should I roll something for that?
Yeah.
What do I roll?
Give me a psyche check.
4.
All right. So
she glows
she's
brighter.
Yep. So she's
You do
kind
have
of
a reroll.
she's just kind of sitting there and kind of focusing for a second, and you guys see that she just starts to hover in place.
Okay. Deep breaths.
This is not normal.
Hey, look right here. Right here. Deep breaths. This all comes from within. You don't have gills, and he'll pull up his shirt and show his gills off. These I can't control, and he'll actually like open them up with his hands. Not like pinching them and kind of pulling them up just a little bit.
Okay.
This is not something I can control. These are here forever. But you can control your color. Take a deep breath with me. Try again.
During
Can
this
I
time,
count this as
Ixion-
like rolling psyche to assist?
Nope.
Or intuition?
Nope.
During this time,
it's a-
Ixion listening in is trying to figure out how he can breathe, so that way he can
I rolled a 16.
focus.
You have
Should
a
I use-
reroll. I just
Should I
gave you
use the
one.
reroll?
If you
Okay.
if you would like to use a reroll on this, you absolutely can because
Sure.
you have one. Okay.
I will use a reroll. 24.
All right.
Should I use my other reroll that I already had?
If you want to use rerolls on power stunts like this or power checks like this, go right on ahead. That's
You
what
know
they're there
what?
for.
I might need it later. So okay.
Okay. So at this point, you feel your head kind of bump the ceiling. Not hard, but like boop. You're clearly like way off the ground at this point. The room itself is about 8 feet high, so you've hit the top.
This doesn't seem to be working.
Can I like try and will myself to like go back down?
Absolutely.
$94.
Okay. So with an awkward sort of swimming motion, at first, like she, trying to figure out like a way to grab something to start pulling herself along by essentially nothing. You start to make yourself go down. It's a little shaky and whatnot at first. Like you're like drifting from side to side a little bit, but you're making your way back down and safely. You're not like dropping suddenly.
I mean, it's only 8 feet, so
Yeah,
See, I told you had it in you.
she's still glowing, but she's hovering, and she's now coming down.
She would only be about 2 to 3 feet off the ground anyway.
Well, she was
was
sitting cross-legged.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe about 5.5 feet then.
5 feet.
Right. Real quick, are there any like weights in here, like gauged for like superpowered beings, like tons of weights?
They're built into the ship though.
Okay.
They're not like free weights.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. Hyperion, since he doesn't have any projection powers, he's going to go over and see if he can lift more than 10 tons.
Oh, okay.
Do I need to make a?
You need to make a strength feat.
Okay. All right. Strength is incredible. Only got a 30. Oh, I didn't bring that up. Where is it? 30.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, it's not going to be enough.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, it just barely misses.
Yep.
It's still wet though.
Yeah, so you don't even get it all the way up to 10 tons at that point. You're like maxing out at like 6-ish or so, just slowly starting to get used to the system and whatnot. Basically, it has a bar and it has weights attached to it, but mostly it's using like an advanced mag lift sort of system. And the magnetic pull adjusts accordingly to like whatever strength you need to go. So it looks like it will max out at like 50 tons.
Got it. Okay.
What kind of go over and stand like against the wall or something like that. I'm like, how do I my main thing other than my cold generation as far as my stats goes is my endurance. How do I mean there's no way I could test that without
you would need to endure.
Right.
No, literally
Right.
that's you have to get into extreme elements like going down to the bottom of the ocean, surviving, intense pressures, that sort of thing.
The pressure is what would be there. The being underwater doesn't make any difference because my home world is water mostly.
Is liquid, yes.
Yeah. But I'm like, I'll see if I can generate some cold, just, shape something, anything.
Sure, go ahead and roll.
Oop. Sorry, wrong.
71.
Okay. So you're all making ice shape of what are you trying to shape?
Just like a big ball. I was just like trying to go simple.
So you make a big ball. It encompasses about a third of the room and about half of Hyperion's body.
Hyperion forges his way out of the snowball.
Oh no, it's ice.
Well, it's just ice. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well then, can he break himself out of the ice?
Strength check, yes.
Okay. 67. That gives me a yellow.
Okay. So you have to strain for this to break out of it.
Okay.
But after like a little bit of wedging sort of thing, start basically getting it to loosen some, then you give it a final twist of your hip and some pull of your leg and you snap it into several pieces and roll yourself out of the ice.
Am I?
Which about half of what was there like splinters and cracks and starts falling apart anyways because of the strength you put to bear.
Gotcha.
Am I encased in it?
No.
So I said I went up against like the walls, but it just kind of went.
Oh,
boom.
if you went into the wall, then yes, you are encased in it. You put yourself in the ice.
Well, this sucks.
Is he the only one now in the ice?
Yes.
How big is this ice ball?
I
Third
took
of the size of the room.
I took us about the third of the size of the room. Yeah.
Can I try using my
I'm just chilling.
my hard radiation control to like warm?
Can I
up,
leave the room first?
like, melt the ice?
You can absolutely leave the room. So Shone stops sitting, gets up, and walks out. Lightbringer,
like,
go
"I'm
ahead and
good."
roll.
Okay.
I am none the wiser. I'm just about a foot or two away from the wall and
53.
probably got minimal room to
Which
wiggle.
is green.
Okay. So you start radiating the basically the purple in the room flares quite a bit, so it gets very purple.
Purple.
And you start to see like the water immediately start to already drip and start to break apart and of course make a mess in the training room. But you would estimate if you keep this up, probably within about 3 turns, you'll have it like sufficiently broken down into large chunks.
I feel good about this. Am I still glowing?
Oh, everybody's glowing right now.
Oh, right.
Except for me
Is there a practice dummy in here?
and Sean.
No, but there can be one, yes. Similar to the danger room, it will manifest one. Usually from like one
Sean
of the
was-
wall panels or something.
Kind of concerned she might get radiation burn.
He
That's
looks
valid.
over at the
That's a valid
guard
concern.
guy and is like, "Do you have any dummies I can shoot at?"
He's like, he kind of peeks in and he says, yeah, but you're probably going to want to clean up all that water first.
Oh, don't worry, that's going to start evaporating here in a moment or two.
Is it safe to go back in?
Maybe.
Perhaps not.
Well, Angler wasn't affected by this because he wasn't there, was he?
Yeah,
No, he's in
there.
the room.
No, I mean, but no, you weren't affected by the
ice? No.
no
By the meta activity field.
the meta activity thing, because he was
Correct.
incapacitated at that time. That's why his powers are working normal.
Oh, right, because he wasn't at the operation.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Right, he was in the tank.
Right. I was like incapacitated.
He was tanked.
right. This feels good so far.
And basically what he's going to do is he's going to practice throwing some plasma bolts at a dummy or two.
Okay. Eventually, you get the ice melted and dissipated at this point.
Okay, can I turn it off?
Roll.
Am I free now?
Yeah.
87.
Woohoo.
So you're good. Shone, you notice that after she has pulled everything down, everybody else is glowing purple right now. That's in their room.
Including me too?
Yeah, not quite as bright as her, but
How did I fare? Have I like experimented with myself with the cold? I don't have like a cold immunity necessarily, but
you have a high endurance, so being frozen in a ball of ice meant virtually nothing.
Yeah.
Now, if
Yeah,
it was
I'm like-
if it was like absolute zero, yeah, you'd have some problems.
I would have some issues.
But
yeah.
like 20 degrees,
It's like Captain
30
America falling in the ice.
Kinda.
Yeah. Kind
You-
to a degree anyway.
You're You're all purple.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll fade away.
Hyperion,
Are you sure?
Hyperion walks outside of the training room. Does he still glow purple?
Oh yeah, at that point the guard's like, "Oh no, you stay put." He says, "It's clear you're radiating something at this point, sir. So you need to wait till that dissipates, or she can control it to bring it down, or whatever."
I
we are probably gonna be
knew it
longer
was a
than the
good idea
30
not to be there.
Can I run any type of internal diagnostics to see what's causing at least me to glow purple?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. Is that going to be like reasoning or something else?
Yeah.
Well, I can really figure it out. It's the radiation she used. You guys are all exposed to it.
56.
If I were to use the medical scanner on one of my brothers, would it? Well,
hold on one moment. Somebody's
probably not Ixion because he doesn't register in that very well.
Right.
If I were to use that on Freddy, would it maybe give me a readout on what's different?
You could certainly try.
Okay.
So for the diagnostic, got a yellow result.
Okay. Your self-diagnostic system is determining that you have effectively some radiation poisoning, which is at like 10%, which means you are higher than the normal human, which is why you're glowing some. If you maintain at this, you will be a problem in about 10 years.
Okay.
I got a yellow result on using the medical scanner.
You would basically get the same thing from Freddy. You've got it. You have he has an extremely high dose of UV radiation, which really isn't like super problematic, but it could be over a very long, prolonged period of time.
So he's going to get skin cancer
In about 10 years, if he continues like this.
Can I try and like pull it in?
Absolutely. You've got the ability to do so.
Let's try and internalize.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
8.
Okay. So you flare. At this point, she's getting more purple. This would be absolutely perfect if you were attempting to find spots that needed to be cleaned in a room.
Yeah, this isn't good.
It would be
damn
spot. It would be radiating. It's like, I'm not using those sheets. Those need to be cleaned.
Super useful power.
Yep. Great for finding scorpions too.
Rolled again and got a 92.
And certain spiders.
So at this point, you're probably a little embarrassed and a little scared because of everything that you've done in the past. This is the one thing that has never really had a problem for you. You've never had this sort of issue with your radiation, and so you kind of stomp your foot and really grit your teeth and focus. And nobody is purple right now.
Even me?
Including yourself.
Told you could do
He
it.
goes through all the colors of the spectrum really quick.
It would have been faster just to turn it off and fun again. P.S. I have a talent in energy and particle physics.
Mm-hmm.
So in case that comes up in trying to determine...
Well, that's more for you in case you want to experiment with your own UV radiation.
Okay.
Excellent job, Lightbringer. You've brought it under control.
I still don't understand. I mean, I guess it's related to my my radiation control rather than, which is strange because I wasn't trying to activate that on the operation. And that still doesn't explain why I was floating.
By my understanding, your genetics have changed. And of course, they're already subject to change because you are subject to the empowerment human mutation. Therefore, if it has been reactivated, it could have either amplified your current abilities or has expressed into new powers that your initial mutation when you were born did not fully express. You may have other latent abilities, but it would take a severe degree of meta activity to accomplish. It's as if you were attaining new muscles that you were not born with. Clearly, it's going to be more difficult for you to gain control. That seems to be the case with everyone here, except for me.
It seems rather odd for it to manifest so quickly, though. Because so I have genetics is one of my talents, and it wouldn't make sense that it would just be like, you know, it's not like a guy's voice goes from "Hey everybody, let's go out and play" to "Hey everybody" the next day. It
Collins
breaks.
It did.
Really?
At one point, he was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he cracked at one point, and then it was low ever since.
Done.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, with
it was
okay,
hilarious.
with few exceptions, anyway. And it's not like all of a sudden, you're like, wow. I went from boy to man in that much time. Which is part of genetics. Same thing with the manifestation of our powers. I'm assuming that most of our powers were something that we we went, hey, well, how did that happen? What's that? And then you progress and start to get a little bit stronger and more controlled and everything else like that. But so back in character, it's there must have been a catalyst. This is not something that is normal. When my ship returned, because my ship is gone, correct?
I think it came back
back.
because it brought.
Because it brought Blood Goblin back.
Okay, so it's back. I said, I would like to run some tests in my lab of all of our DNA and the components therein. If I could gain a blood sample of everyone, I could run some tests to compare and perhaps maybe find the anomaly.
If you were able to determine it, we may have a way of either controlling it or reversing it back to previous levels that you're used to.
Absolutely. Although, however, if it is something that is manifested that is permanent, we need to know what we may be able. I may be able to find ways to control it better. Having more power does not necessarily mean a bad thing. It's just the fact that we need to be able to control it.
Yes, because at this moment, I'm not comfortable with using any of my powers.
I would not wish you to either. You could potentially teleport the better portion of even a city, the way that our powers have manifested, or have them go so awry that we would come back misshapen or only parts.
I agree with your
Including
current
yourself.
analysis. I believe that you should actually take samples of everyone here in order to see what you can determine on your ship. In the meantime, we need to be extremely careful with anyone using their projective powers until we have more time to determine how they can be controlled. I don't think we can actually focus on using them at the moment.
I do not wish to even strive to mimic anything. Even the manifestation of colors of myself may have a moderately catastrophic outcome.
Jerome, can I try the medical scanner on Freddy again?
Yeah, go ahead.
72.
And you were looking for what specifically?
To see how the UV has whether it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Radiation. Okay. So
No sign of radiation whatsoever.
Okay. Whew. Okay.
It would seem that one of the main ways.
In fact, the he shows no signs. Like I said, no signs of radiation whatsoever. Most people usually show some signs from day to day, life, either like cell phone use or just exposure to the elements outside. He actually shows none. You cleaned him.
Can I scan myself?
Just turn it around. Yeah.
Do I need to roll again?
No.
Okay. To see if I like brought it on myself or if I just like turned it off.
Yeah. You're not you currently are detecting no signs of radiation whatsoever.
Okay, perfect. While we're in here, should I try and float on purpose?
Without
If you
us in the room.
Yes. Let us all exit first. And see what you can attempt. Try nothing more than float. No extra speed is necessary. Again, this is a brand new muscle. You don't want to damage it. And
I'm going to
then
stay in
Hyperion
here
ushers
with her
everyone.
just in case she needs support.
Okay.
Okay. 21. I'm going to switch out my dice.
Okay, so you like try to figure. You're like, I'm gonna fly, and you just do like one of these numbers and don't do anything.
What happens if you try and fail on purpose?
Nothing happens.
Throw yourself at the
Like-
ground and miss?
Ice.
There you go.
Well, you fall off a cliff. I mean,
I mean, because all the times that I ended up floating was when I like botched a roll. So I botched a roll. No?
But you were focusing on this specifically.
Okay. So nothing. Pull out different dice.
she's literally going back into the bag.
It's because they don't fit in my other bag.
So
Hyperion.
So those are the ones that you got from the gaming convention, then? Yes.
They are.
All right.
Now I'm going to use these ones.
Silicone.
No, that's what I was using
Oh,
before.
okay.
Hyperion.
Yes.
You had issues with your duplicates. Have you had any other issues since?
I have not. Once the field was dissipated, I was able to regenerate copies, and it doesn't appear that my strength has increased beyond its normal limits. It seems that the radiation affects biologics and not mechanical beings.
I would like to take a sample of... I would assume you have some sort of lubricants or oils.
Very minimal.
I wonder, though you haven't seen to be sluggish or slowed at all, I wonder if it has changed even the viscosity.
Do you have any gear on your ship that can scan machines rather than biological organisms?
It is a research vessel. I do have some limited tools that I'm sure we could possibly get some results from.
That may work better. We can attempt that once we see how Carmen fares.
This time I got a 58, which is on my psyche. That's a green.
Okay. So, Angler, as you're standing there and watching her at this point, and she kind of focuses again, she shoots right up to the ceiling, slamming her back into it. Just poof.
Do I have enough time to catch her before she hits?
No. It's 8 feet, so it's not like you can't just reach out and grab her.
No, I was trying to keep her from like
Slamming.
banging herself up.
Oh, no. No.
You're like 2.5 feet.
Are you
Ow.
all right?
And she's glowing purple right now.
Okay. Can I try and wait? Am I still floating?
Uh-huh.
And I am glowing.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to concentrate on not floating and not glowing.
Okay.
Is that one roll or two?
It would be 2 rolls.
Okay. We'll try the not glowing.
Okay.
First. 22.
Okay, you are still glowing, emanating some UV radiation.
A 40 on the other one,
Okay.
which is barely green.
Okay. So you're trying to focus at this point, and you don't drop suddenly, but you start slowly descending.
Okay, I'm going to try the not glowing thing one more time.
Are you waiting until you get down to the ground first?
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
probably a good idea.
Okay. So you gently touch down like Superman in Superman 1. Just
Oh, beautiful. 88.
okay. So you really focus at this point. You're like, I've done it once before, and you're like, "Ugh," and you pull back in the glow.
Come on, give it to me.
Well done.
Okay.
And there's a tap at the window. Guard's like, time's up.
Rappy tappy tappy.
Okay, well, we've made some observations, and I am no longer glowing. So
Excellent.
That's a good thing.
progress.
Yes. Let's head to Xenofreeze's ship to see if he can determine anything further.
Okay.
And at that point, you end up getting a message over Cynet that you have, and you have an availability to speak with the president. As of right now.
Grandpa.
Excellent. Excellent. We're ready for the link.
So she just tells you to go and meet in the ready room.
Thank you. All right.
All right,
So
well,
leads
head
everybody
over.
to the ready room.
Okay. So you walk down the halls of the ship, which is gently jostling a little bit, due to the waves outside, and go into the ready room, which you guys have been in several times before at this point. There are some screens pulled up right now that Jurgen seems to be watching, but he just, pushes them away with his hand as your group walks in. He's sitting down and motions to all of you to sit.
Take a sit.
He says, "Time is, time is of the essence at this point, so I don't have a lot of it, but I understand that you had some questions."
Yes, multiple. First, on our previous mission, we ran into a device which emanated some sort of meta-activation field. It has shown Xenofreeze and Lightbringer by seemingly amplifying the empowerment mutation that they already possess. Their projection powers specifically are now much more difficult to control. If the Argentinian forces are using this technology and proliferating it, you may need to warn the rest of your New Prussian forces that this would be used against them, since I take it virtually all of them, if not all of them, are superpowered.
They are to many degrees, and your comment will be taken under advisement. As of this point, we don't have the capability of withdrawing any of our ground forces, but we are going to be more active in pursuing such of these leads as we can find them.
It would definitely be worth the effort to investigate what exactly was emanating from that building.
We have a team currently looking at it right now, but as you can imagine, They are throwing everything that they can at us on the ground since they have
Right.
lost air superiority.
Understood.
They may have thought it was a neutralization device, not an amplification.
I don't believe that that is the case. The technology smacks of Heinrich's, some of his experimentation he did during World War II.
Did he lie to a government to get something he wanted?
Imagine that.
Speaking about governmental things, Blood Goblin would like citizenship. From speaking with some of your staff, you don't have many magic users. This would probably be a big boon for you.
Interesting. I am aware that she is a deviant, although her specialty seems to be the arcane. What brought this on?
She was talking about it as part of getting the pearl under control for me. Training me for the pearl, however you want to phrase it.
I see.
It was her price for the tuition. She understood we might be able to speak with the authorities on her behalf.
Very
can't
well.
see-
We will take that into consideration.
I can't see Derek. Is
Yeah, he
still
dropped
there?
off.
He did. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I miss him too. I miss him too.
I'm just choosing not to mince words right now. You sound like you have a mission.
We do. Several of them at this point. But the primary, of course, is getting rid of the Nazi forces that are here and evacuating as many deviants from this area as possible to wherever it is that they wish to go.
So general evacuation of the civilians.
That is what we are attempting to do, yes.
Have
And
we been able to locate where Heinrich and his main lieutenants are?
we believe so. We we recently intercepted a transmission from somebody that you know, Fury. Apparently, he was attempting to communicate with one of your agents or Aegis agents in the area, Mr. Aguilar, and to confirm that he believes he's located their main base.
Oh, wonderful.
Excellent.
We are attempting to move. We're attempting to move a team into the area to investigate, but given the intensity of the fighting on the ground, we have been unable to at this point in time. I was hoping that that would be something that your group could be tasked with.
Absolutely. We may need to be aware of our powers that we're actually using because of what's happened via the meta activity fields. I believe we are more than capable.
Understood. So if you're, I don't know if she's going to be able to do this in time, but I am willing to grant Blood Goblin a citizenship within our country if she is able to assist in any effort towards the liberation of other deviants in this country. And if that means helping with this arcane item of anglers, then so be it.
Then would we have access to the pearl?
Of course.
Thank you, President. Was there anything else, team?
How are
Nothing
the,
from me.
how are the diplomatic efforts going?
As good as they could, I suppose. At least the what forces that the ambassador has on the ground, which is a small contingent of U.S. Marines, have been assisting thus far with the evacuation. So they have been helpful in in relief efforts around the airport. We, of course, can't expect much more from them, given the fact that they do not have any sort of powers per se, and the United States is obviously unwilling to commit any of their forces.
Understood.
And we have, to the best of our knowledge, located at least one of the transmitters for this innervation field that seems to be encompassing the area. If we are right, it's about to get thawed.
Oh,
Understood.
well, that's good news.
We're just making extra efforts to ensure that they do not have any a high intensity or a high intense population of civilians within the area.
Thank you for trying to keep the collateral down.
Well, that is the intention, and the bombs from orbit that we are going to drop, while accurate, are still highly powerful.
Of course.
Welcome back, Derek.
So that leaves us with two primary possibilities. One, going directly after Heimlich, or two, hitting the, if you don't want to use the Thor bombardment, taking down the innervation field. Or at least one of the locations.
Yes, if you believe the casualties would be severe, we would be willing to attempt to actually deal with that location instead to minimize human casualties.
Right now, it's a secondary target. If we can truly isolate the source of the problem, which is their main base, then the field is a non-entity at this point. While it would prevent teleportation in and out, the object is to bring the fighting to its knees.
Of course.
And that is what we're needing at this point. We need hostilities to stop.
Agreed. And whenever you're ready for the final push, we will be ready.
Excellent. Then we should have an update for you within the hour. I suggest that you have your team ready then.
Understood. Hyperion gets up. And he heads out into the hallway.
Okay.
I'm going to need my pearl, and I'll go and speak with Blood Goblin right
Pearl?
away.
Excellent.
I'll give him a little smile before
Mr. President.
following in the hallway.
So he pays more attention to Lightbringer at this point than Angler. He's just going to get disdain from him anyways, no matter what happens. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. So he sends two science officers to retrieve the pearl, which it's basically in like this pretty thick lead container with two handles, and they bring it out to wherever it is that you're at.
Can I feel it through the lead?
No.
Nope. Okay.
Should we request access to the training room again?
That'll depend on what Blood Goblin's regime for training will be for Angler.
Oh, true. Maybe they just need to do some kumbaya stuff.
I'm not real sure what we can do to assist these guys anymore because I'm not good with mundane combat, and I can't use my powers.
I think there are probably things that we could do without. I mean, we still have our minds. We still have hands. There are certain things that we could do to help.
And we have been given access to one exoskeletal suit.
We have Ixion's ship.
My ship is not equipped with weaponry. There are some very minor guns on my ship, and the defenses are very low in comparison to some of the more battle-ready ships in our armada. Mine is a research vessel.
Does it have a cloaking device?
Does it?
All right, scratch
I wouldn't
that.
think so. When I arrived here on Earth, I was more than likely seen by some people when I crashed. Although I have been here previous times doing studies.
I think I saw that in the supermarket check stand.
Ah, yes, your tabloids. I believe they did. Somebody did see.
Be
Well,
that
do
as
you-
it may,
I would like to get some samples though and run some tests. At least have them going to where I can see if there is something that can be either isolated or at least identified.
Yeah, and if you guys can figure out what I can do, let me know because I'm drawing a blank right now.
Because I do have information for some. I do have angler's blood sample, and I also have myself in my ship's records to where with some of the nuances that are similar between angler and lightbringer, the two of you should be able to see a manifestation of that mutation in comparison.
Have any of you tried to force a new power out? Can I take the chest from the scientist?
Yeah, it's assumed you already did.
All right. Right now, y'all are, for lack of better phrasing, glowing with the energy that makes us what we are. We have an hour. Y'all should go to the training room and try to find a new way to manifest your powers. Let's see if that helps out a little bit. If you're, let's call it reactivated, you may have an easier time doing it.
Oh,
Shion, our legacy comes from our genetic donation comes from an electric powered superhero. Do you have any affinity with electricity, plasma, heat, lightning?
Well, yeah, that's what I create.
You create lightning?
I create lightning, electricity, all of that stuff.
Then you need to practice your lightning on those dummies until you can control it.
And I'm scared to death to try to teleport.
Don't worry about teleportation. We know the innervation field is up. Just work on your control for your electricity.
Okay.
Ask one of the security guards for a taser. That way you can mimic the energy output of a taser. I need to go find blood goblins so I can learn how to use this pearl and not risk my life every time I put a tank column to sleep.
Would
Of course.
would you like to go for a swim? You are able to control the pearl better when you are in the ocean. Are you am I correct?
I'm going to wait to see what Blood Goblin says. If this is more magical than I originally thought, then I'm not going to futz around with it anymore. It tried to kill me and take my arm with it.
Rude.
If you do, or if you have a moment, I can manifest my cold generation with a lot less potential for human harm while I am in the water.
You
I
need
can
to
do
go
it-
in there and practice right along Shion.
Not at the same time, please.
No, I
Your
do
powers-
not. I
If
am
your
not
powers are
willing
having
to
the same problem, you need to practice. Even
practice.
if it's
Yes. However, I am not going to put her in danger, nor do I want to, nor am I willing to put myself in danger. Should she make a mistake, or should I make a mistake? That is
then y'all
that
need
is
to find
very
another
foolish.
place to practice.
That is what I am saying. I can manifest my cold in the ocean.
Then I would say you have about 45 minutes to get down to the ocean, practice, and then get back up here.
All I need is the side rail.
Hyperion, if she can't control her powers, teach her a 1-2 combo. You know what that is, right?
Of course.
And he'll tuck the chest under his arm and he'll start looking for Blood Goblin.
Okay.
Do we have a homing device?
No, you still have my watch.
Do we have something that I can put on my body or in my suit that can ping in the event that
Our communicators.
He
I
doesn't
do
have
not
his
have my
communicator.
communicator?
You have my communicator.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you
Plus,
guys are-
I thought you
guys are
said
down
your
one
ship
communicator.
can. I thought you said your ship could manufactured one.
No, his ship cannot manufacture one.
Oh, okay.
I could probably communicate to my ship, but not very effectively. And if I am encased in ice, then it wouldn't probably work very well.
We may be
Okay.
able to practice out in the open. We are on a supercarrier and don't need to be contained within a room. Let's see. I try to contact Sagan
Okay.
via the comms. Sagan, Hyperion, do you read?
Second here.
Do you believe it'd be possible for us to attempt to use powers on the deck of the supercarrier, as long as we're not inhibiting any other activities on the carrier?
That's a great question. Given the fact that all of our aircraft are utilizing the carrier right now, coming in and out, probably not a good idea.
Understood. Would the training room be the only location where we'd be able to train at the moment?
Probably.
Understood. Do you have a way then of passing on another request to tech officers so that we can have another 30-minute bout within the training room?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. Let's make our way there.
Can you ping on the homing beacons in our communicators? Hyperion.
I can see what I can do with regard to that by modifying a communicator. What are your thoughts?
I wish to go train in the ocean. That
You'd
way
rather train in the ocean.
I can manifest my abilities, and if they go to an extreme level, that as long as I am, they go in the same direction that I'm projecting them. However, if I were to direct it out, then there's a significantly less chance that anything would happen.
Understood. Time is of the essence. Take one of the bugs that we still have. We should still be able to track you. I'll see what I can do first off by reconfiguring it to see if I can send a signal to it so that it perhaps will buzz and you'll be aware of when it's time to return.
Well, I do have one of our communicators. I have Angler's communicator. I'm just looking at it as far as a failsafe, that in the event that something happens, you can see where I'm at, to where Angler would be able to retrieve me.
If you have the communicator, we should be able to find you, especially with the help of mainframe.
Duly noted. I will be approximately. Can I swim pretty fast?
Depends on how you define swim. But
Can I move through the water pretty fast?
That's not how I was defining
Right.
swimming.
Oh.
If you were in a solid form, like kicking, like any other person, a very average speed based on your strength. If you were a liquid form, maybe a little bit faster.
Okay.
But you're obviously more subjected to the currents at that point.
Good luck with your training. We'll see you soon.
Jump off the ship.
Okay. So how do you jump off the ship? You're just in your human form and jump off?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bloop.
I mean,
Man overboard.
make sure I'm at a point that's going to go down into the water.
Well, yeah, of course.
Yes, but then see you guys later.
Oh, no.
Good thing you take half damage on falls, right?
Look at him. He's going to mop him up. Literally. All right. Hit the water and
Okay.
swim away.
And how are you swimming away?
I'm going my faster speed.
Okay. You find that you are locked into your solid form.
I'm locked.
Mm-hmm. You are in.
Like I can move.
Yeah.
You can't shapeshift.
But you cannot revert to your natural form.
Oh boy. Well, it seems I am unable to shift.
Oh no.
Guess
I
you
say
should have
that-
figured that out before you went in.
I wasn't going to do it on anywhere near you guys. I'd be lucky. Knowing our luck, I'd end up like manifesting into a porcupine or something like that. A very hostile porcupine. And cold. You just got stabbed with about 50,000 quills that are like sub-zero. Yeah. Well, I start swimming anyway. I'll swim a little ways away and
Sure. And focus it on your
I
ice.
can't. Mm-hmm.
Okay, no problem. Angler. So I'm going to kind of speed through some of this so we can get the scene going. She has you focusing mentally on the item, or trying to, anyways. Go ahead and roll your psyche.
You have to be.
We
mental.
are looking at a 95.
All right.
Booyah.
So, you are mentally focusing on the item, kind of in the same way that you would use to activate it, but not quite. More just kind of becoming one with the item as opposed to trying to push it to do something. And she, and as you were doing that, and she is helping you, and she says, "Huh, interesting. one of the reasons why you're not able to tie yourself to this is because it's missing parts.
What are you missing? Hold on, because Justin has a bad memory. I wrote this stuff down last game. Wrong game.
But while you were doing that and looking that up, anybody else doing anything outside of the testing?
That's all I'm doing. I'm just playing
I
around
would
with
like-
my electricity.
I would like to do to try my power stunt that I haven't been able to try for a while.
Sure, go ahead, roll.
34.
Third, no. Unfortunately not. You make your illusion, but it lacks sound.
But I made an illusion,
Yes, you did.
and it was normal.
And it was normal.
Hyperion's going to be with his sisters, making sure that they're okay. If he's within the room with them, he'll activate his reflection field just in case something goes haywire and hits him.
Oh, sure. Sean, give me, since you were trying to utilize your power in a stunning like motion, that is a power stunt. So you have 100 karma. Did you bank it?
I did not. I have 100 karma.
So you can spend your 100 karma and get a red result.
Good thing, because I rolled 11.
That's not a red result, so you still have your 100 karma. So you're all... you obviously don't release all of your electricity, but it doesn't do quite what you want. So it's like you strike it, but it's not quite as burnt.
No, that's better than it being a toasty.
Right. So I mean, you're not getting the desired taser effect. You're just getting kind of a like what it would be if you pulled your punch only with electricity. So a lower intensity blast.
Okay.
Can I try the floating thing again?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to try to just float like a couple of feet above the ground.
Give me a psyche check.
73.
Okay. So you start to glow again, and you're just like, and you're about like 3 or 4 inches off the ground.
Can I try to like move forward like at a sort of faster speed?
Go ahead and give me another roll.
Need to figure out how to do it without glowing.
37.
Okay. So you're all, and you're like trying to do it, and then you're like kicking your legs, hoping that'll help you move faster or something, and you're like drifting, but not faster.
It's like Great American Hero.
Yeah,
Needs some spray
very
cans.
similar to that. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to try and stop floating.
Okay.
42.
Okay. So you bring yourself back down, but you're still glowing.
Okay, I will try to not glow. 28.
Okay. You are still glowing.
Can I try the taser again?
You can try one more time. Spend your 100
Okay.
karma, get a red result.
79.
Okay, same thing. So you're all ha ha. Strike the dummy. It's got a little bit of a burn mark on it. Same intensity as you had before, but it doesn't look like you're getting the desired, the steady stream of the clicking and zapping somebody's nervous system.
I'm having a hot flash.
You and me both.
Justin, you looked through your notes.
He'll take the pearl. What is it still in the bracer,
Yeah.
or was it removed from the bracer?
No, it's still in the bracer.
He'll take out He'll take it out of the bracer, and he'll think about that island he saw, and the vision he had.
Okay.
I know where to take you next, don't I? And he'll like roll it between his fingers, and because the way Blood Goblin probably is implying that it's sentient, right?
No.
Oh, she's not implying that?
No. No,
She's saying that
if anything,
some assembly is required.
Yep, it's one piece of a puzzle.
You have to find the other 7 Dragon Balls.
Yeah. Batteries not included.
Oh no!
He'll put the pearl back in the bracer, and he'll thank Blood Goblin. So, Mr. Presidente is willing to work with you on citizenship.
Good. I kind of figured, given the fact that I'm sitting here walking you through walking your clumsy backside through this.
Well, I wanted to be more specific. I may have implied it earlier. This is to say directly. As long as we can get this situation resolved with as little bloodshed as possible, while he's only focusing in on superpowered individuals, I think we should be worried more about the civilians, since most superpowered people can to some degree have the ability to fight off a few armed guards. Not everyone.
So I'm supposed to care about the people that suck.
However you want to phrase it. I know you don't care for them. I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying that maybe we shouldn't take a big steaming dump on them because they are not us.
Go ahead and roll your popularity. -10.
I'll be right back.
10? Nope.
Okay.
It was an 11.
Yeah. So
-10.
No, it's not -10 to the roll, just -10 to what its popularity would have been.
Oh.
Yeah, it still was a 21. That's not.
Oh.
That's not even a green result unless you're like, hold on, where would it be? I have to have popularity of being monstrous.
Give me just 1 second, guys. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, flying is not going to be super useful if I have to be blue while I'm doing it. I mean, I guess it's still
Is anybody
useful.
else's feed getting? Is anybody else's feed being glitchy? Like doing like the digital, kind of periodically with anybody's feed.
No,
My
it's not
internet's
here.
like screwy this evening. Yeah, it was weird. Like all of a sudden, like I can't remember who dropped off first, but it was like one person dropped off, and then another person dropped off, and then another person, and then I was just the only one sitting there in the room, and it was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
That's weird because I think you're the only person that I've seen to drop out
Yeah.
today.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like it's just been like there's been a little bit of a lag, right? Like I'd hear you talking, and then I'd see your lips moving, right? It's like I'm watching, Japanese subtitled movies, So
I'm myself.
you killed my brother. You must die.
Right.
And so I was just like, oh man.
Yeah, Video
Usually
Ninja's been having some issues lately.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're not sure why.
Oh.
Yeah, we were having some of that stuff happen last night too.
For sure.
Oh really?
I think I had to reload like 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
For George, he was spending half the game just coming back in.
Oh jeez.
All right, back, ready to rock.
Frustrating.
So, as all of you are attempting to do that and work on your powers and so on and so forth, you get Hyperion, you get a call from Cynet to get your people on deck and ready to ship out.
All right.
Was
And
I able to do anything?
You were able to make ice.
Was it any controlled at all? Or was it just like much larger than what I was?
Much larger. I mean, you can still make shapes. It's just larger than you're anticipating.
Roughly how much larger?
Probably 10 to 15% larger than what you normally anticipate. So there was some sort of spike in your. Basically, what you could equate it to is there was some sort of spike in your coal generation.
Okay.
It has been magnified, and so you're having a difficult time reining it in.
What about the missile creation, being able to throw them? Like,
Yeah, you're still able to do it. It's just bigger.
bigger. Okay.
Basically, you got hit with the Texas gene.
So I just need to start throwing snowflakes at people that are this big.
Like ninja stars.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's effectively what it would be like. You're like, I'm making a snowflake. No, you're making a big ninja star.
I could throw it like this.
Please
So,
don't. We've already lost enough karma to the murder.
Yeah, right.
So,
So Farian goes ahead and communicates to everybody to meet back up wherever they're at.
okay.
Come back.
So
I may need a ladder. I can't change.
On my way.
Can you use your cold generation to project yourself up from the water?
Possibly.
Attempt it.
Can I try my ice slide while I'm still a little ways away?
not a slide. No, that's not going to get you anywhere. You're going to need to basically make some sort of like an ice column or something.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, you know how like where I'd travel and I'd hit the ice slide?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Roll for it though.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Okay, so as you guys are gathering on deck, you can see like a large
It was an
flotilla.
8.
You can see a large flotilla of ice just go.
There he
Oh.
is.
I'll fly down and pick him up.
Okay.
And I'm at the front of it. Or the
So
beginning.
as you
You
guys,
guys are going to go through a very strict regiment of training when we get back.
so when you guys are meeting on deck, an officer's meeting you at the actual transport ship you guys are going to be flying out on. And he says, so it has been confirmed. We do have a confirmation that this is their main base. And he shows like a paper map of the area and points to it. You know, specifically, he says, your insertion is here. You're going to have to travel roughly 2 miles inland. We are expecting some heavy resistance. We are doing everything that we can from the air to bombard them and keep them off kilter. He says teams have been diverted to the area for support. You are essentially the tip of the spear.
I've been called a lot worse in my life.
And the officer also confirms, he says, we have confirmed the location of the innervation sphere generator. We are going to attempt to take it offline, but we're still determining how many casualties there might be and if there's any civilians in the area.
The innervation sphere, that was the one that made us get jacked up, or is that the
Anti-teleportation
field?
Okay.
Yep. He also says that the majority, he says, one thing he says, one thing to note about this area, we have confirmation that most civilians are out. This particular location, many of the we have not determined any sort of life signs. It looks like most everybody has fled, or most everyone have fled.
So the encounter is going to be
Hostile.
okay.
Do we know
If-
an approximate number of forces?
We do not. Judging by their conventional forces, however, we are estimating their forces to be somewhere around 1,000 in the area. We don't anticipate that unless you make a big ruckus, we don't anticipate their being able to see you initially. Also, keep in mind if you do find the entrance to the base, because we do believe it's underground. If you are able to locate that, the primary objective is to pull out their leader. We would like him alive if possible. If for some reason the innervation field goes down, we are expecting a full evacuation. They will not want to stand and fight if we have teleportation available.
Do we know if he's human? Or is he a superpowered being?
We do not know at this point. Last records indicate that he is human.
Do you have any?
He is what?
Human.
I think you'd call them beacons that we can use to mark our location.
Affirmative. Yes, we can outfit you with a personal IFF.
I'm looking for something if we need to call in an artillery strike for GPS locations.
That's what SINET is for, sir.
I want something a little bit more precise.
He says,
I'm not.
If
I call in for something like that, I don't want a blitzkrieg. I want tax.
He says, sir, SINET can access your eyesight. So long as you have eyes on it, it will focus on the target.
Excellent.
Impressive.
What will be our primary objective if we are the spear?
Destruction of the base, retrieval of any scientific information that we can get our hands on. Destruction of the base is the primary objective. If that goes, their forces are likely to surrender.
And if we can find the leader, Hydric, and take him alive.
He is to be brought back here.
Understood.
Our understanding is that they are going to reinstitute the Nuremberg trials specifically for him if we can get him.
Justice. Excellent. When do we depart?
Effective immediately, sir. Helo is ready.
Ready, team?
I just want to let you guys know, I'm nervous.
Hyperion.
Then you're smart.
Hyperion walks up to Shone and says, "It's understandable. However, you are capable. You are a Heliopolin. Just because you do not possess powers doesn't mean that you are powerless. There are many humans who have never possessed powers, never do, yet they do courageous things, and they are very capable. I believe the same for you. I have seen you move out of range of attacks that an average human being couldn't do. Your fighting capability is still strong, in my opinion. Stay close. We all stay close. We can all help each other to survive and to succeed."
Thanks, bro.
Let's go.
Everybody loads up onto the transport, and within a moment's notice, it tilts and flies off the aircraft carrier, heading inbound towards that area. You can already hear guns rumbling below you as the deck cannons from the Königsberg, as well as the escort destroyer, are laying fire support for the ground teams that they have in the area. Of course, the sounds of the guns rumbling fades a bit as you're flying, inland, and then you hear your pilot come on board. This is your pilot speaking. It is currently a sunny afternoon over Buenos Aires, Argentina. We will be reaching our destination within 1 minute.
I asked Hyperion real quick. I said, I was having issues. I could not change my body composition. Squeeze me. Squeeze my arm. Squeeze my arm to see what my
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I'm sorry.
Is this said out loud?
Yeah,
that was in character. Yes.
And I put my arm forward. Yes.
He'll start actually laughing out loud. Like he's standing up in the thing. He's got his hand ready, like he's ready to go, and he starts laughing.
Hyperion goes ahead and he gently squeezes.
What happens?
The arm's broken.
Yes,
Yeah.
something you can say only to your brother.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's malleable. The rough composition of a like a human being or an individual. So, I mean, we have a little bit of, I mean, it has some resistance. If you squeeze your hardest, you could probably snap him.
Okay.
But I mean, same composition you expect if you're just touching somebody, person.
Right. Okay.
Brother,
And
your
now
body's
that
in
is
flux. Your body's in flux right now because y'all got hit with that wave. Consider it low priority for the moment. Can you still fight? Can you still create your ice constructs?
Imagine if you started turning gelatinous. Would that be a low priority for yourself?
If I'm about to take an enemy base, yes.
I have to put this in perspective. This is something that is very unusual and is quite alarming for me. This is my personal composition. I am afraid that this may come into play. That is why I'm curious.
Understood.
Is it because of your suit?
No, I could not. I swim much faster in my natural state. My natural state being non-humanoid.
Right.
You'll
I
give
could
him
not
a moment.
change.
I was not born with gills on my rib cage.
However, I was born as what you would consider a blob. That is
I
my
get it.
natural state.
Yes. So what I'm
I
saying
manifest
is I
this shape
understand
to
your
make
position.
it more pleasing to you.
Yes, and someone duct taping my mouth shut and tossing me into the ocean to learn how to breathe underwater is not very pleasant either. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from, but perspective is important right now.
Your issue is important.
I believe
Ixia.
there's a subtle difference, but yes.
It's understandable how you have been used to having a full activation of your form, and suddenly that's been taken from you. However, that will be reclaimed. We do need to focus on the task at hand. Thank you for letting us know of your sudden limitation compared to what you've been capable of before. Take this into account. All of us will, myself especially. We'll still be able to get through this. And once this is done, we may be able to get the information necessary for me to create a device that can reverse the effects for all of you.
I hope so.
Has anyone else experienced any other changes we've so far not seen as a group? All right. With that said, even though some of you have been acquiring certain degree of control over these now extreme powers, they should not be used until it is absolutely necessary.
You mean
Such
when we
as-
want to blow up the base?
Correct.
Yeah, that won't be too hard for me.
For me.
Of course, please keep in mind the severity of your powers and the presence of any possible civilians. They did say that there would be none. However, that information, it may not be perfect. And at the same time, we are trying not to kill the other individuals, only to defeat them. We will do everything that we can to engage them in hand-to-hand combat, or disarm them or disable them in some other fashion, without using energy projection powers.
Gotcha.
I'll do everything I can with my copies in order to gather as much information for us as possible so that we're not going in blind. However, it may be likely that they have an interference field like what we encountered recently. Therefore, we will have to work on the fly, but we will all stay together as a team. No separation unless absolutely necessary.
Hey, Jerome.
Yes.
Just a random thought.
Mhm.
Would our power levels have increased, or is it just that our control is?
That is a great question to be revealed at a dramatically appropriate moment.
Okay.
Yeah. We will find out that we're all beyond 9,000.
We're over 9,000.
Okay.
As,
Or
as all of our hair
Get
turns
that.
blonde, and then we all start glowing.
There you go.
or to quote that guy from JoJo's Misadventures, or whatever the heck that anime
Bizarre
is.
Adventures.
Bizarre Adventures. Yep. Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh God! Everything with him is like an over-exaggerated yell.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing we're about to jump.
Yep. So
Right.
it comes flying in, close to some buildings. Most of this area is pretty wrecked, where there has been fighting of some kind in the area. Not that it looked great to begin with. It's an old, Vadio-looking place. Dozens of buildings stacked on top of one another, but it drops you guys off in what looks to be a basketball court.
All right. Can we tell which direction we need to go for the base? Is it obvious?
From here, you need to head west.
Okay. All right. And are we the only team that was deposited here, or is there anybody else?
You are the only team that is deposited here, yes.
Okay. All right. We start headed west.
Okay. On foot?
Are we hoofing it?
Are there any abandoned vehicles nearby we might be able to take? Cars or whatever?
Yeah, actually there are.
Let's do that.
Does this look like a war-torn area? Like there's been damage or fires or anything like that? Okay.
There has been, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there's some
commandeering a
obvious
car won't be a
damage.
big deal.
Yeah, there's some obvious damage to the building, some pot marks where, shots might have gone off. One building has got some burn marks on it, scorching and whatnot.
All right. We'll take 2 cars. I'll drive one. Freddie will drive the other. And work on hot wiring 2 cars for us.
Okay. I'm not gonna make you guys roll for that. You guys end up finding 2 like really beat up looking cars to hot wire and drive out. One was partially wrecked anyways. Looks like somebody brought it to a stop pretty quick. It has like 2 gunshot holes in the back passenger door.
Gotcha.
I'll go
Nobody
with
in either one of them.
Wrangler.
And so as you guys pull out and get out onto the road, avoiding some of the trash cans and other like hazards that were in the road that left over, like burned out vehicles and dumpsters and whatnot. Heading out onto the open road out west, you can actually see, like in the distance, you can see fighters flying over, and then explosions occasionally on the ground that hit, and then the flashing of lights and tracer rounds zipping up into the air, trying to connect with the aircraft above. Every so often, you hear the grrrt of like a chin cannon of kind, a kind spreading, thousands of rounds all over the ground, and then the popping sound as they connect all over the place, sending off sparks and fireworks looking effect. I mean, it's out in this area. It's even if you're not directly in the combat, it's loud because there's a lot of combat around you in the distance that you can see not far away. And of course, active aircraft flying all over the place around here. You can actually see explosions going off in the distance from what appear to be high-powered guns, probably cannons or mortar fire of some kind, dropping explosives into the area as they are attempting to repel other teams that might be nearby. The one benefit to not having large ground forces, obviously, it's harder for their spotters to spot them. So while they're throwing a lot of rounds and shelling the area quite a bit, it's not super effective because they can't really, it's not a big like moving convoy of soldiers that you can just easily drop something on. Whereas the aircraft can spot a lot of their armored columns or where they've set up for defensive zones and pepper them quite a bit. The downside, of course, is if they do end up popping one of their teams, they probably have a pretty good chance of taking it completely out because there's not very, it's probably like a 5-7 man team at best. It's not like, a straight up dedicated military force. So there's very clearly some disparity on this level, and they're fighting tooth and nail to keep the New Prussian forces from getting anywhere. Then you hear over the comms, you hear Legacy. You have inbound ETA 20 seconds. Unidentified.
Understood. Which direction?
Come at this point, or they indicate by the time they tell you it's northbound, you can see an explosion maybe 20 yards away. Something hit, like a bunch of dirt gets kicked up, and you see some individuals jumping up out of the explosion.
Okay.
Are they wearing very specific and identifiable uniforms, sir?
They are. They're all in what appear to be black, and they're black, dark blue, and kind of gray. So kind of a night urban type of look, even though it's not evening time just yet. And they are all costumes, so they're not like a uniform. Like you would normally see a military officer, but like somebody has altered their costumes to give this sort of appearance. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 jump out, and one individual is positioned himself directly in the road and is holding up his hand, his cape, kind of flowing in the background. And you hear his booming voice, Legacy, by the authority of the United States government, you are under arrest.
What?
So Hyperion goes ahead and stops the car. And he says, everyone disembark from vehicles.
As he's getting out, Shone, you see how stupid he looks with that cape? That's why you never wear a cape. And he says this out loud.
Agreed.
I think you've changed my mind.
And
it's just pretentious.
As you were saying that, you end up hearing somebody from the group, real big Hulk looking kind of guy, as big as he is, kind of wide. He says, that's him. Making inappropriate remarks, right in the middle of an op, and the voice is familiar, Angler.
Yeah.
He cracks his knuckle. Are both of you here?
Yep.
Oh, this is not going to be pleasant.
It's the Justice Legion.
Right. Justice Legion. On what grounds are we under arrest?
And he flat out says, he says, that's for you to determine with the lawyers back stateside.
You have no jurisdiction here, I believe.
Take him, Justice Legion, and they all advance.
Legacy. Defend yourselves.
Oh, great.
He kind of steps off to the side.
Roll for initiative.
These are all superhumans, correct?
Yes.
Just one die?
No. Yes, actually. Sorry.
The 10.
Just
Eight.
the
Yep.
10.
Got a
8.
10.
1.
Ooh, such a high roller.
That means you go first, right?
Yeah.
That means he's number
sure.
1.
It's like Sean's first, then me and Justin.
And I have no idea what I'm going to do without my powers.
Run away!
Okay.
Run away!
Lightbringer.
4.
Okay.
I've asked this before, but I forgot. My danger sense doesn't affect or doesn't do anything about initiative, right?
No. It helps for defense, though.
Okay.
Angler.
He and I are on 8s.
Okay. Sean.
10.
All right.
Woohoo.
Speedy Gonzalez. Epa, epa. Ándale, ándale, ándale.
Andale.
And of course, we have determined that Dale is number 1.
You're number 1.
All right.
Joan's going to look at Angler. She doesn't know what to do.
Oh, hit him.
With these? Or with these?
No, hit him.
So you are acting first, but since you hesitated, Sean, they are acting just before you. 1 second.
So all that stuff you said before, you're taking it back?
These are superpowered beings, weapons free.
But he is mad dogging his siblings, by the way.
Of course.
Okay, so
These are your brother. These are your brothers, huh?
I mean,
Brother and
technically,
sister,
they're our
yep.
Brother and sister.
Yeah.
Which I guess in a way they would be ours too.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
We're
I don't like them.
They went to
okay,
the dark side.
so all right, so at this point, Monarch flies directly into Angler, literally doing the whole Superman accelerate to move through maneuver. Justin?
I'm gonna dodge that shit.
Okay. I
Not
figured,
just
but I wanted to
smile
ask.
and take it, like the
72.
if you had a red cape, you could go Toro.
Okay. So
Um,
as you I'm assuming you're just are you just dodging, or are you trying to
Keep
fly
going.
away?
To the left, to the left.
I was gonna kick on the rocket booster and charge right back at him.
Oh,
That was gonna be my move.
so then
But since he got the jump on me, he's
Okay.
gonna dodge out of the way first.
okay. So accelerating, trying to dodge out of the way. Okay, so you managed to throw up your rocket shielding just in time, and as you were trying to accelerate either right or left, it doesn't really matter. But he ends up clipping you. There's this loud clap, like basically you were at the epicenter of two semis striking head to head. Just ka-doom. Justin, you end up getting, this is before you take anything away. You end up getting hit for 100 points of damage.
Yeah.
Go shielding.
So you're
Did you just say what I thought you said?
Yes. So your rocket is RM30, correct?
Rocket is RM30.
Okay, and your uniform is what?
I think you said it's 20,
10.
10.
Okay, so
Ours is 10. The Prussian one.
Gotcha. Okay, so your uniform is not going to be able to absorb anything. That you're Shielding actually absorbs the impact. So 30 minus the 100 is 70 that you end up taking. Give me an endurance check.
Only a 42.
And your endurance is what?
Endurance is 30. So 42 is just green.
Okay, so you are knocked away from the fight, and you get you slam into the side of a nearby building, but you are not knocked unconscious. So you are still conscious and present about what happened, but like rattled. You're like, oh, I was not ready for that.
Monarch is the what is not my brother, right?
No.
Oh wow.
He's the one with the cape.
Yes, he's the one with the cape.
He's the Superman figure.
Exactly.
Basically, yes. So that was his attack. So one of the girls who actually has a cape as well, she has kind of like a what's it? Basically, it's like a kind of a Power Girl type of outfit minus the boob window. So I don't, you call like a unitard, but like the really long boots, some gloves. She's also got a cape as well as a mask.
We know who these people are, right?
Some of you guys do know who they are. I will give you a rundown after first round.
Okay.
She ends up screaming directly at Lightbringer, and you can actually hear the scream over all the sounds around you as
Awesome.
as the wake is coming straight for you.
She's like Banshee.
Yeah.
She is kind of like Banshee.
Okay.
Projectile Sonic.
Or Thunderbolt. Don't forget the Inhumans here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Does
I
my
need to come
danger
to
sense
hear you
help
whisper.
here?
Your danger sense will help. I don't want water. Did I already
So
finish it?
is this something that I can dodge?
I did.
You drink it.
It is, yes.
Okay, so how does the danger sense help with that?
It bumps your. So what do you have higher? Danger
Of
sense
what?
or agility?
Danger sense.
So you're going to roll off your danger sense.
Okay. $89.
Yeah.
Okay.
Off of
Sounds like a yellow.
Incredible.
Nice.
So,
Oh, yeah. Solid yellow.
That's yellow. Yep.
yeah.
So you kind of instinctively like roll, like you saw the rippling force of what it was that she did, and you kind of like you're mentally you're like, oh no, and you kind of
I
roll
do have
with
a
it.
talent for acoustics.
Yes. So you end up rolling with it. She flies directly into you, and the both of you go like flying up on top of a building. Actually,
So
away
she
from the
can
fight.
fly?
Yes.
Okay. We are now on the
When
building.
she connected with you, she didn't do damage. There was like an obvious like sort of thing, but but she's locked into in essence singles combat with you. At this point, Deep Sea was about to do something with Angler, like he tapped his knuckles, and then Monarch flew past him, and he's all "Aw!" And so he looks over at Hyperion, and he says, "All right, knuckle duster coming up," and he comes running straight at you to punch you.
Can I try to catch his punch?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
That would be a fighting check.
Okay.
It's so awesome if you succeed.
Yeah. 54 off of remarkable. That gives me a green result.
Okay, so just barely. Like you didn't really catch it in so much as you threw up like a forearm block sort of thing, and as he came in, there was this loud like sort of thing as you hit, and you end up scooting back like 6 inches from the impact, but
Okay.
you successfully like blocked his punch. And he's like, oh, looks like you're gonna feel froggy here, Sparky. All right. So then the other woman, she also has a cape. She looks a little bit more like a cross between Superwoman and Wonder Woman. And she goes flying directly at Xenofreeze. And she, screams something effective like, "Have at you!"
I. Well, she's trying to have at me and try to dodge, I guess.
Dodge. So agility check. He's all, "Oh no. It hurts. It stings."
I'm throwing 20. I'm throwing 25 on it.
Okay. 25 on your roll.
Ooh, 74.
Okay. So
99.
where
Yeah,
you
close
might
That was
normally
perfect.
go just like viscous, and just
Uh-huh.
kind of go, "Yeah, I'll take it." You realize quickly you don't have that option. So you're like, "I'm going to have to handle this like the rest of my family does." And so you just narrowly like duck. You feel the wind like fly right over you. This is one of those times you're actually thankful that you could actually exhale. So you're just like, "Ah," as she goes flying right past you. She impacts this gas station, and like the gas station turns to rubble immediately.
Lightbringer, you get a reroll.
I know. I gave it
Oh.
to myself.
Oh, wow. We're probably
Oh, I
gonna have
didn't
to
realize
put
that
some
was you in there.
rules
You
on
know,
that.
It's
warranted.
just
With her
insurance.
roll so far, warranted.
Okay.
3 different sets
So
of dice
Shelley,
have tried to kill me.
so
Yeah.
Shelley, what were you doing? What were you attempting to do?
She's going to. Well, since they were out in front of her, she was going to send electric current through the ground to zap them.
Okay.
So she's just going to put everything she has into it.
Okay. So go ahead and give me an agility check.
Okay. 92.
Oh, nice. All right.
Oh yeah.
So you're like, I can finally cut loose, and you like send this shocking attack of electricity in the air as current goes, and she as she points, and you see it revert along the ground. Apparently, she has electrical manipulation as well. And Xenofreeze does one of these numbers, watches the one go over, and he's like, whoo, as you see him go and get hit with the electricity.
Me?
Yes. Now you have great endurance, so I don't think you're going to have a problem here, but go ahead and roll your endurance.
84.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
You are definitely not stunned. But what is your power rank shown? You have what, an AM50?
No, unearthly.
Holy
Oh,
For
snap!
my agility? Yeah.
No,
Your
not your
agility.
Or
agility.
for my
Your
elect.
power.
Oh, okay.
Electricity.
Electricity. Yeah.
I thought it was
Scared ya.
AM50, right? Is it AM50?
It is, yes.
Okay. So 50 points of damage to Xenofreeze. However, your uniform will absorb part of that.
20.
So you took 30. As that was a surprise.
Yikes.
And for the first time, your body simulates hair as the like basically the top of your head goes and frazzles out, from the electrical impact.
More like probably little spikes or something like that.
And something to that effect. It's like,
I've got a Lisa Simpson's hairdo now.
so as just before we head out of their opening volley, Lightbringer, you hear whispered into your ear, "I need your help," from the one that just tackled you.
What?
So We are now at 8. So that brings us to Justin and Derek.
Mm-hmm.
As he extricates himself from whatever building he hit. Sorry, I just imagine whenever you get hit by a Superman, you hit a building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't
hit
like
several.
you didn't break into it or through it, but you pancaked up against it.
He will spit the obvious blood that must be there because we are in a comic book.
Sure. Dramatic effect.
Yeah.
Honored. And then as he's like straightening himself over and he's walking over, he communicates with Cynet.
Okay.
Cynet, do not send anyone after us, but you will need another strike team for the base.
Okay. So they end up hearing that. Well, all of you end up hearing Angler call that out.
And he does this like stretching thing while he's doing this. So he's looking real dramatic walking over. Do we really have to go all 12 rounds, or are you just going to call it quits now and go home?
Is that all you're doing for your turn? Is just talking to him?
Taunting.
Yeah, he's disguising what he's doing because
Okay.
really he's letting Cynet know this is not going as planned.
Sure. Okay.
But
so
meanwhile, he can look tough after taking a hit from Monarch.
Sure. Okay. And he's just like, you can always just lay down and surrender. That was your action. Derek.
This chick needs to chill. Okay.
Which one?
The one that went after me. Well, you know what? So I went like this. She went into a building.
Yeah.
Right. And Sparky up ahead, who just inadvertently shocked me with my sister's blast.
Yeah. She's dressed in kind of like a full uniform, which has kind of an aquatic look to it. Okay. Go ahead and roll an agility check.
79.
Ooh. Okay, so she was attempting to dodge out of the way as this basically like a frozone effect, like the ground and like a lot of ice just starts to form sort of like small and then goes ramping up and connects with her, freezing her in like this big old block.
Because I was going full force as much as I could.
Yep. So okay, we are now at Brittany.
She was the most clear and present danger, and she hurt me.
I mean, what did you say?
She's okay. So since you took a dramatic moment, she says,
What?
I've worked with some of your group. This is Battle Hymn Bell. I know we haven't met before. Monarch is out of his mind right now. He's trying to bring you guys in.
Clearly. Is he on the side of the Nazis?
No.
What's going on?
I don't fully know. I just know that you guys aren't necessarily the bad guys.
We're not. We're trying to take out the Nazis.
And then she while you're talking, she says, "Hold still, will you?"
What do you want to do?
And she says, "I don't know. I was hoping you guys had a plan."
Can you like play dead or something?
Give me a popularity roll.
Popular.
Public or private? Public.
Public.
57 on good.
On okay. She says, "Okay, shoot near me. Whatever it is you do."
You're gonna glow.
I'm gonna go like way wide.
Okay. So go ahead and roll.
Okay. 71.
Okay. So you pull it without a problem. You guys end up hearing this sound that sounds kind of like the it sounds kind of like the Reapers landing on Earth. Like a bwang sort of thing, and this bright like burst of energy goes flying off the top of this building, and you end up seeing whoever it was that was fighting Lightbringer like go flying, a couple stories off the building, and then impact on the ground.
Okay.
So she hit her.
No.
She hit her.
Yeah. All of you guys would probably think she got hit.
Sure.
Lightbringer knows, you pulled the shot. She just went ahead and rolled with it and flew over. She probably has, like her powers or something are enough that the fall didn't help, didn't hurt her.
I mean, if she can fly, then
right.
But now I'm
She
stuck.
does
on...
like the whole Street Fighter. Ooh.
now I'm stuck on this building. No. What was I gonna say? Am I glowing?
You are glowing. Okay.
You are glowing.
You.
I mean, I'll just.
So you've got that right now. Dale.
Yeah. Okay. Going to fisticuffs with Frank here, and gonna try to start off with an uppercut. See if I can land it.
Okay.
High five for remembering that name, my dude.
Okay, go for a fighting attack.
Oh, nice.
Oh, is there a thing? There's that thing where like you determine how many fighting attacks you get.
Yes,
Does that
you
apply here?
have to make a fighting feat first.
Okay.
Frida was the other one, right?
Yes.
Yes. Ha! 100.
Okay, so you can make 2 attacks this round.
Okay.
Frank, Frida, and Freddy.
All right. So first one, uppercut.
Triple F.
Triple F. Not that good. 38 on a fighting remarkable. That does get a green.
Okay. So you throw an upper. It's a sloppy uppercut, but you quickly get that in, with your other hand, and you pop him to, connect with it with his jaw, basically like Daniel connecting to Johnny with that surprise uppercut. Now we're even, man. Now we're even. So you saw a little bit of a surprise on his face. Go ahead and go for your second attack.
All right. That's 57, which still green.
Okay. And so what's your what are you doing?
So the first one was an uppercut, and then then a left cross.
Okay, so bam, bam. So you connect to the second one. You don't really stagger him. He's clearly absorbing the shots, but he didn't anticipate your fight.
Got it.
So he's angry at this point, but you caught him clean with both shots. Pop, pop.
Got it. Okay.
He's an angry elf.
So you are collectively fighting the Justice Legion, led by Monarch. So Monarch is squaring off against Angler. Deep Sea is squaring off with Hyperion. Current is in a block of ice right now, thanks to Xenofreeze. Battle Hymn Bell has faked the attack on her. Lady Superbia is currently is recovering in the gas station.
She was the one that looks like Superwoman plus
Yep.
Wonder Woman.
Yep.
Supergirl.
Superwoman.
Who's Superwoman?
She had to use the gas station restroom. That's got to cause some damage right there.
Okay.
So anywho, top of the round, Shelly.
There's still gas in that gas station, right?
Presumably.
Gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit it with a lightning bolt.
Okay, redirecting your lightning. Go ahead and fire.
86.
Okay, you strike
Ooh.
the. You end up striking the gas station. So big pyre of fire as
Should
the
blow-
gas station
blow
blows
her.
up.
Should blow her too.
At that point you see the flames going up, more rubble and whatnot. That is property damage. Loss of karma for you at the end of this.
What?
She already destroyed it.
It
Yeah.
is already rubble.
still property. Technically, it's still property damage with the angler being thrown into the building, but is what it is.
Give me 1 second. I can't hear Derek anymore.
Because we lost Derek briefly because of his thing. So Derek, we need you to drop out and come back in.
Okie dokie.
I can see and hear him.
Yeah, I was gonna drop real quick.
Okay,
Can you hear me, Jerome?
I can hear you.
What about you, Shelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of us can see and hear you, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, you're having some problems with your internet connection, and whenever that happens, sometimes somebody is going to stop hearing and seeing you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Hear me
so
now.
Shelly, that was that. So you caused big explosion and fire, boom. So at this point, you see Lady Superbia come walking out, very angry. She grabs the nearby post from the overhang and uses it to swing on you.
Oh, I'm gonna duck. $90.
Okay, so you duck and kind of roll as she swings wide and misses. So next attack is, or next action, I should say, is Monarch. So you've brushed it off, looking all big and bad, and you guys end up hearing on Cynet that Raptor team has been dispatched to assist. They realize that the Justice Legion is on site. So Monarch is getting 2 actions. So he is going to punch the angler.
I'm blocking this time.
Okay.
And I'm also going to spend 50 karma for the roll.
Okay. Well, for the first one, go ahead.
$96 on the dice.
Okay, so
Always.
so he swings with his first punch, and you manage to throw a block and kind of roll with that one. And same thing, like when he hits you, you actually buckle a little bit into the ground, like it buckles under you, but no damage. Go ahead and roll to block the second one.
Why can't I get the roll on that one? Only 50, but right now I have a +1 shift because of the other block, right?
No.
Oh, so it's just for this one?
Uh-huh.
All right, that's going to put me at green, so only -4 column shifts, or however that works.
So you get connected with that one. So you still have your rocket shielding up. That's another 100 points of damage minus the 30.
And I'm dead.
You're down.
I'm paced at that point.
Okay, so roll your endurance.
44.
Your endurance is what again?
Endurance is remarkable, plus I have the column shift.
So that puts you at amazing.
Yeah. So that's still just a green result.
That is a green result. Okay, so you end up seeing Angler block like the first one, and then a loud clap as Angler gets knocked back into the building he pancaked up into. the rocket shield and everything goes down, and he collapses.
Use your reroll.
A little
Yeah,
late.
but even then, I could roll lower.
Okay. So that was
Either way,
Mark.
it's still a hit.
Okay. So deep sea. Oh, we just lost Dale.
He's kissing the wife goodbye.
Oh,
No, he covered him off.
Yeah,
That
he's
was
still
on
here. You can
purpose.
see the muted microphone in the upper right-hand corner.
okay. There he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, deep sea is an angry deep sea.
Okay.
And as he's gritting his teeth, he attempts to slap both of his hands together to swat you like a fly.
Try to block it.
The Hulk clap.
Yeah. Ugh, gross. 28. I don't think
Ooh,
that gets me
nope.
anything. No, it doesn't.
Nope, nowhere near enough. Okay, so thankfully this the clap itself doesn't do damage. It's strictly for the impact and like throw and to stun. So go ahead and roll your endurance.
Okay. Endurance is incredible. 33. Does that get me there? It gets me to green.
Oh, barely. So you get thrown backwards. You end up going back to the next block. He's advancing on you to continue the fight, but you're not stunned.
Okay.
So you get thrown backwards, but you're not stunned or anything. So no damage, just knocked backwards. And at this point, ice goes flying everywhere as current breaks free. Justin is out. Derek.
I said chill.
Again,
Okay.
if I keep her indisposed, then every action she's got to take is to escape.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Agility, right?
Yep.
Ooh, 92.
Okay.
Nice.
So re-encases her in ice. So
yeah.
Brittany.
Okay, so I would like to create an illusion that basically looks like a video screen of like the portrait of the dude, the Heimlich dude, and then kind of a video montage of the atrocities that we've seen since we've been here. And I'm
Okay.
going to yell down at
I'll be right
the
back.
like from the top of the building, like, we are not the enemy here. We are fighting against the return of the Third Reich, and we are on the side of liberty. And we are saving American citizens and defending superpowered beings against those who would enslave them.
You know, that's a really big ticker, right?
Yeah, sure.
If you're trying to make your point, you might want to condense that some
Well,
statement wise.
well, hopefully I'll just keep yelling that as I run the montage.
Okay, go ahead and roll. So
Okay,
this is your illusion with sound.
No, I'm just yelling.
So you're doing an
Just
illusion and you're just yelling on top of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I'm gonna add 50 karma.
Okay, sure.
Wait, how much do I need to succeed on this? Maybe
Not
I'll
much. It's not a power stunt.
Remarkable. Okay, yeah, 50 should be enough. 69.
Okay. That with the is that
Without.
with
Without.
oh, okay. So yeah. Hold on one second.
But
so
I want it to be
it's
like across the battlefield where
it's-
everyone can see it.
it's Reinhard. It's Reinhard Heydrich is who you're.
Yes.
is who the problem individual is.
Yes, that guy.
So big display, poof, you put that up and you're yelling as loud as you can to try to get people to listen to reason.
So we'll put shots of like all of the civilians that we've rescued, the people from the whorehouse or whatever, the American students, the people that are like running from, anyway, all of that stuff that we've done for the last few weeks.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a popularity check again.
Can I add more karma to this too?
You can if you'd like.
Okay, I'll put 30
Okay.
because we know how I roll.
Yeah. All righty.
66.
All right.
So 96.
Okay, so I'll get you in a second then. You make your big proclamation and start shouting this from literally the rooftops.
Yes.
Dale.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to try to my goal is to try to grab Deep Sea and then just throw him up into the air.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your fighting check first.
Okay.
Are you attempting to do multiple attacks or just throw them?
I guess that would have to. I mean, would grab and throw be just one attack, or is that two?
No. I mean, you could phrase that into one attack.
Okay. Then yeah, like just kind of a grab throw maneuver up into the air because
Okay.
I don't think he can fly. I guess we'll find out. Okay, so then finding out how many attacks I get. 56 on remarkable. That gives me a green result.
Okay. So you go running into combat as he's running directly at you, and you take a moment to spin and lob him up into the air.
Sweet.
And he comes down unceremoniously, on the other side of the building. Just
Good.
Okay. You guys can hear that. Hear a note that there is an ETA. Backup is 1 minute out. As you know, at that point, Deep Sea goes flying. And we lost Derek again. Probably hold 1 second while he rejoins.
Yeah.
I'm guessing this time when I hit the building, it wasn't just a little blood at the lip.
No. So, Derek, since you're having problems with your connection, you may want to stay out of the chat to assist with that.
Mhm.
I don't know if you are on Wi-Fi or if you have a cable connection to your computer, but you may want to
I'm
do
out
that
of
in the
it.
future too.
I'm out of it. Well, I haven't had this problem before at all. Maybe there's something going on with my service or something. I don't know. But I got out of it.
Okay. So, with that, there is, so we're at the top of the round at this point, and just as the fighting is about to continue, you hear a loud rumble, and the basically one of the buildings ends up collapsing completely, and a huge gaping hole opens up.
Uh-oh.
And in fact, Sean, give me an agility check.
Okay.
Is it the Underminer?
Yes, it's the Underminer.
I think we just found their hideout.
I got a 60.
Okay.
believe you, but
So
nothing-
the ground actually buckles near where you have dropped on the ground. So you quickly kind of do a cartwheel and roll and nimbly get out of the way without falling down or anything.
Okay.
And out of the hole, you end up seeing some guy who looks like he's made of earth, like really, really big looking, as
Mole man.
well as almost like a rock golem of sorts, or an earth elemental. As you end up seeing a guy in kind of a black outfit, clearly emblazoned with the swastika on his chest, and he's got this big axe. And then another guy who you guys have actually seen in pictures already, who is Captain Murder.
We met him.
Yep, that's
Briefly.
what I said. And he comes he comes jumping up out of the hole, as well as a woman who looks like she is probably dressed in some sort of BDSM sort of outfit. Just like all leathers and heels and whatnot, really muscular looking woman. They all come jumping out and they join the fray.
We remember her, right? We saw her.
From
She
the
was the one that we were looking up, right?
yeah, Madam Muscle.
Oh no, that's a different one. Okay.
She's so original.
Madam Muscle, Black Axeman, and Captain Murder. All Golden Age villains. And so they come jumping out of it, and obviously jump into the fray as well.
And Freddy's dying again.
And Freddy is dying
I'll
again.
I'll be with you as soon as I can.
So at this point, the Earth guy grabs a hold of Monarch at this point and starts going at it with him. Basically, like a big earthen arm comes up, and connects with him as he blocks it. It kind of shatters some of the earth, and he jumps into combat with him. Meanwhile, this big illusion, is currently up, telling all the sins of the Nazis in the area and just how cool the legacy is and what they've been doing and all the help they've been offering and whatnot, and basically like occasionally flashing like, why, shaming the Justice Legion for fighting you guys. Top of, I get to get my stuff pulled back up here. So top of the round. All right. So Shelley, as these guys have jumped out,
I'm going to change tactics. Shone is going to zap the mole dude.
the who?
The
Black
earth
Axeman.
dude.
Okay.
The mole dude.
Black
Yeah.
Axeman.
And that was a 48. Don't think that did it. Unremarkable.
Okay. So you let loose with your lightning, and it goes flying close. It strikes the ground nearby him, and he turns around, and now that he sees that you're focusing on him, he rushes in to combat you. We'll get to him in a second. So we have X-Men. Madam Muscle. Oops. Captain Murder. And Unknown Earth Guy, who is about to cause all kinds of problems.
So is there 4 of them?
There
Oh,
are
we
4
have-
of them.
We have encountered them before in our research. It was the Baroness that I was thinking.
Yeah, same here.
Oh,
But
yes,
no,
that is
her.
definitely not her.
No, but
What are they?
okay. They were among the people that Shield told us about when he got out of his coma.
You mean Aegis? Or Shield? Never mind. Yeah, yeah.
Shield.
I was thinking Shield like Fury. I keep forgetting there's an actual character named Shield.
Yeah.
The Shield.
Right.
The Shield.
Old man Shield.
Okay. All right, so just put that there. All right, so that was Shelly's attack. Monarch is now occupied with the Earth guy, and they're duking it out. Deep Sea right now is trying to return to combat after having been lobbed away up into the air. Current has broken herself free once again of the ice. Ice goes shattering all over the place. Lady Superbia. Let's see if she changes tactics at this point. Now that she sees actual Nazis. She does. She goes flying at this point to go to engage Madam Muscle. See, because she ended up spotting that one of the guys, whoever the Earth guy is, fighting with Monarch. So she goes and is now engaging with Madam Muscle, and fisticuffs are ensuing, loud clashes as superhuman strength is connecting with one another. Let's see. At this point, Battle Hymn Bell gets back up to make it look like she's still in this at some point, and you guys end up hearing a loud screech as it connects with the Earth guy, but didn't do a whole lot.
Wait, the Earth guy is not Black Axeman?
No, he is not.
Guess not.
Oh, okay.
He might be turf.
I like the mole man.
He might be AstroTurf.
So there are four guys that came
There
out
are,
of the
yeah, there are four, yes.
Okay.
And that is it for them. Okay, so Derek.
I'm assuming Current is probably looking at me.
Yes.
Nazis just arrived. Boom! And I focus everything I have at whoever's closest to me.
That would be Captain Murder. So go ahead and take your shot.
I'm getting a Todoroki moment here, by the way.
Never heard.
I'm gonna throw 25 on this one.
Okay.
And that makes a total of 72.
Okay. Hold that thought real quick.
Which
One second.
means- It's a green.
Okay.
No. If it goes under my excellent for my cold generation, then it's a yellow result.
That's yellow, yeah.
Yeah. I need to erase 25. I have 50 left. I just hope Current realizes that, hey, you know what? The enemy of my enemy is my friend, okay?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to have to use my karma before I lose it.
Right. Whoops.
At least you're alive.
Yeah.
By the way, I literally fought the idea to just sleep Monarch.
I thought about that.
You go night-night.
And I will too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Whenever I get a time, I've gotta tell you-
I was waiting for you to put them all to sleep.
I was planning not on killing my character that way this time.
Yeah.
Man, how come you have such beef with your triplets?
They're pompous asses.
Yeah, exactly.
There's more to the story than that, but that's what it boils down to. Whenever something happened, the event essentially Freddy could no longer do what they were doing. and sometime later they were recruited for a superhero program,
Right.
In
and
other
they
words,
got
they
a
got
little
too
stuck
big.
with themselves.
Yeah, got too big for their britches.
Right.
But no, I was not going to kill myself using the pearl again.
Good.
Okay,
But it's-
so you connect with Captain Murder. You don't encase him in ice, but you end up blasting him with it, causing some impact damage. He managed to roll with it some because he's actually pretty nimble. So that was there. Oh, and Brittany.
I would like to try and make my way to Freddy or Angler.
You are still currently on top of the building, and it is
Yes.
at least 3 stories up.
Can I
Float.
try to fly to him?
You sure can.
This might be how I die.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
65.
All right.
She never thought she could feel so free.
So this time you've got a little bit of urgency given everything that's happening, and you're like, dude. So if I've got something new, don't fail me now. And you just kind of throw yourself off the building. And as you get kind of close, you're kind of spread eagling a little bit because you're still getting adjusted to it. But you bring yourself down within a couple inches of Freddy without falling, just whoosh, and you're of course glowing.
Can I use my first aid, or do I have to wait till next round?
You can attempt to do first aid right now.
Yes. Okay. Okay, and that would be a reason.
Yes.
Okay, plus emergency medicine.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I rolled a 96,
Nice.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
which would end up being
a red.
That's gotta be red.
monstrous.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
totally
you go
red.
up a level.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that's a red.
yeah,
So you
All of a
are
sudden, Freddy
doing
comes back
everything
to
that you
life.
can. You break out
Freddy
you break out your med kit real quick, and you start like patching up any obvious wounds and getting some smelling salts to him, and doing everything that you can to ensure, like you're checking his vitals and whatnot. And he wakes up.
How many hit points do I have left now?
10.
10? Okay. You healed 60 points worth of damage. Oh.
Glad this isn't like D&D.
Yeah, no, well, this is a heroic game, so it's harder to. You can die, but it is harder to die. Freddy,
Thank you.
Freddy, you have a broken rib. You can tell you've been through this before, and there is something wonky with your spine right now. Maybe it's bruised, like from the 2 really hard impacts that you have, but you're awake and you can get up.
All right. Do I have an action this turn?
Next round you will.
Okay.
Okay, that leaves us to Dale.
Okay. Let's see here. If I were to try to charge into Captain Murder, would he be close enough for me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the goal. Charging into him.
Okay. First, before you do, are you attempting to just charge, or are you trying to get more than one action because you're fighting?
I'll try to get more than one action.
Okay, go ahead and roll. Dang it.
You got hit with ice. Now you get hit with cyborg.
Yes.
Throw it.
All right. 58 on Remarkable. That gives me a green result on that.
Okay. That gives you an extra action. So your first action is to attempt to charge him.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a fighting action. If you connect, it is endurance damage.
Okay. Darn it. 27, so that's a miss.
Okay, so that is a miss.
Reroll.
You engage. You come hustling up and try to body tackle him. Despite the fact that he has some ice on him and he's, trying to get that off, he nimbly ducks out of the way, and you end up impacting, a mailbox. Just bam, crumpling that thing like it was nothing.
Okay. Then I try to. Can I reflexively activate my reflection field, or does that take
Yeah.
a turn?
No,
Okay.
you can. It's a defensive maneuver, so yeah.
Cool. So I activate that, so I have a white glowing outline around me right now.
Okay.
And then he follows up the mist with trying to backhand Captain Murder.
Okay.
That's better. 65. Remarkable. That gives me a green result.
Okay. That glances off of him, so you manage to catch him, but it's clear hand-to-hand fighting is his thing. So
yeah,
you're probably fighting somebody who's far superior hand-to-hand. But you caught him, for a little bit, and poof.
Okay.
And so now he's focusing on you. Yeah. So their actions, the others are taken up. Black Axeman at this point levels his axe at Shone.
Is he not
Shone,
fighting Monarch anymore?
What's that?
Is he not fighting Monarch anymore?
He was never fighting Monarch.
Who
That was
fighting
the
Monarch?
first guy.
Yep.
The Earth.
Golem guy is fighting Monarch.
Sorry.
Shone, if you want to defend, you need to use your psyche.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'll be left front.
Okay. No problem. 53 on a monstrous.
Oh, good Lord. Okay. So he ends up hitting you with something, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. Like whatever beam came off the axe, it just like dissipates off you. So it may have been magical of some kind, which is alarming, but it did nothing to you. Captain Murder at this point is getting 3 actions on Hyperion.
Okay.
So at this point, he's dipping in for like some sort of knife edge strike.
Okay. Attempting to block it.
Okay.
Ugh, gross. 6.
Okay.
Yeah, that is. You don't have a reroll.
Depends
So
on how much damage he does.
he catches you right under the armpit. Your armor actually offers you no defense, so you take a solid 20 points of damage.
Wow. Okay.
Give me a reason check.
Yeah. I'll put 25 points into this roll.
I wouldn't.
No?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
Not for this roll.
No. 73.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll get
There
me
you go.
a yellow result.
Yeah, so you're able to determine that his superior fighting capability, he has the ability to bypass potential armor and strike vulnerable spots,
Okay.
which is why that strike, your armor did nothing to defend yourself. So
Right.
at this point, he is swinging in with a kicking strike.
Okay.
Hurrah!
I'll see if I can grab his leg if that's possible.
So fighting check, sure.
Yeah. Fighting 30, and that's 38. Does that do it? Yes. Screen result.
Okay. So you bring your arm around to try and block, but again, he's still the superior fighter. So his kicking motion ends up striking you like right in the hip for another 20. And this time he's coming back around with another fist strike.
With this, I try to dodge out of the way.
Okay. Whoosh.
And let's see here. Plus one. I have martial arts C, which gives me a column shift to dodge.
Nice.
Okay, and that's based on is that fighting again?
Agility.
Agility. Okay, agility. So that brings it up to good.
Agility.
69, and that gives me a green result.
Okay, so
Nice
just narrowly you miss a hammer fist strike that was aimed for your throat, and you kind of duck down, and he goes like right over you.
Okay. All right.
Ta-da.
Top of the round, shown.
I am going to look at something real quick.
Okay.
I want to send a current to his axe and see if I can overload it somehow.
Okay.
So, ooh, 99.
Hoo-hoo.
Very cool.
And if he's holding it, maybe he might.
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
conductive.
Executed.
If it's
Wow.
conductive.
All right. So she's all, "Ugh." As you put everything you've got into it, you strike that axe. The axe explodes with energy, and he ends up going flying.
Nice.
High five, guys.
High five. Great success.
High five. I like.
All right. So at this point, it is absolute pandemonium on the ground as everybody is fighting one another.
Is Current focusing her attentions on the Nazis now?
He's hoping.
She has a duty to country at this point and does recognize the fact that Nazis are probably the greater threat than you, despite the fact she clearly wants to harm you.
I iced her twice.
So
I
so
don't
you
think you're gonna get a
you
second
end up
date.
seeing her like do one of these maneuvers, like whip something around, and electricity
Corner of my eye,
starts.
I'm like,
Electricity starts like she's doing this, and electricity is generating off of her body. She ends up shooting Hyperion, and you end up hearing like a pow as it goes right into Captain Murder.
Reflection.
nice.
Yeah, because he's got his reflection up. So she basically pulled a Big Trouble in Little China, and just because unfortunately, if she was to try and strike him, she would run the risk of striking Hyperion anyways, because they're in close quarters combat. So she just went ahead and aimed for him anyways, and it's clear she understood that he has some sort of reflective power.
Yeah.
So he ends up getting hit, and wow, and he goes like flying back as you see like sparks go flying off of that one.
I love the sound effects.
Deep Sea comes rumbling back at this point, and Hyperion, you want to dodge?
Sure. Let's do that. I'll put 25 into this roll as well.
Or block.
That's
either
a
way is
fingers
fine.
for you.
Actually, for deep sea, I've been okay with them. I will block deep sea because it's
Okay.
But I'll still spend the 25. Okay, so 20. Good thing I did. 28 plus 25. That's 53 on a. Am I rolling my fighting? Then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's remarkable. 53 gives me a green result.
Okay, so he comes barreling through the building at this point like a rhino, and you kind of ball up and pull your fist up and block, so you don't take any. You take damage, but it's all superficial. So you get connected, and he's like, I got you now. Where did the Nazis come from? as he hits you, he didn't see any of this because you chucked him.
Right.
So he throws you, like you guys end up getting hit or not hit, but when he impacts with you, he carries you all the way over to where like all the ice is at this point.
Okay.
Like ice chunks and everything. Battle Hymn Bell. You end up hearing like another sonic boom-like attack, and ends up slapping into the Earth-looking guy without much effect. Just, bits and pieces of some Earth come flying off. So we are now at Justin and Derek. So Justin,
How close is Rock Dude and Monarch?
Mono e mono.
Is like Golem super big?
Yes, he is twice the size of a normal person.
I'm gonna take the last of my 50 karma points, and he's getting plastered with the plasma.
Okay.
And I'm aiming around the waist just so I don't kill him, just in case he's encased in it and he isn't the actual rock itself.
Sure. Smart.
That's gonna be an 81 plus the 50.
Okay, so you launch out this bolt of superheated plasma, and Lightbringer, your danger sense goes right off. Go ahead and roll to dodge.
Oopsie. Dodge.
I'm going to use a reroll. I rolled a 9.
Oh my gosh.
Can't get much worse, so might as
Throw
well.
some karma on it.
Throw some karma on it.
I'm going to use another reroll.
Dang.
I got 11. I'm going to use
Okay.
different dice.
Do you want to throw some karma on it?
I only have 20 karma left.
You might want to use it.
No one's died on my watch. You got another reroll.
Cool. So Justin just gave you another reroll.
Good, because I rolled a 7.
Wow.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
gosh.
going to use the phone now.
This particular game has it out for you.
You
22. Cool.
Okay. So you end up seeing Angler like project the plasma. The plasma connects with his body, and he opens his mouth and vomits the plasma right back at you, striking Lightbringer dead on. Lightbringer, go ahead and roll an endurance check. Since Angler did get a red result.
Great. Endurance. Okay.
And
57.
I was going to say, I do believe you're out of rerolls.
57 on remarkable.
That gives you a green.
It's green.
Okay. So you end up taking a pretty massive hit from that damage. That's 75 points of damage. However, you are still currently glowing, so you can hear sizzling sounds. Kind of a good way to put this is like if you have sound from two microphones coming in, like it's a bit of an echo, like a hollow distortion echo. So like this, when it hits you, it has that kind of a sizzling sound. 40 points of that damage gets absorbed.
Plasma is. That
He
doesn't
has a
have
heat-based plasma.
a heat-based.
Well,
Yep.
plasma is still plasma energy.
Yeah.
It's energy attack.
Okay.
So you took 35.
Okay. Well, I'll take 35. That's. What about my suit?
What?
Also takes 10.
25 then.
25. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Not too shabby. I will take it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay?
I'm alive. Are you okay?
Yeah. That was not fun.
Derek?
Captain Murder got tossed, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He's not
He's
out
gonna
of
have
the
a-
fight, but he got zapped and knocked back a bit.
he's going to get dropped with a big piece of like a block of ice manifested just about a foot right above him, as big as I can make it.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Like it's going to be, he's like, if he was standing, he's probably like laying down or just getting up. It's going to be like right here and just.
Okay. Go
And
ahead and roll.
I'm putting 25 in it.
Okay. That should be
I
all
still
your
have-
karma at this point.
No, I still have 25 after that. I've only used 20. This will be the third time I've used it.
Okay.
I have been erasing it every time. So. Ooh, 77. So that's 102.
Okay.
Nice.
And I only have 25 left. I still have one more boost if I so choose to use.
Okay.
It, but
So
that's it.
you make this big, well, you just form ice like above him. So Hyperion, right where you're at, you see like a bunch of ice form right in front of you and just collapse.
Okay.
That should at least keep him occupied for a moment.
Britt,
A round or two at least.
your uniform is smoldering.
I'm gonna step away.
I'll be right back.
From my brother. Okay, now let's see how Hyperion and Captain Murder are pretty entwined, right?
Captain Murder is actually under ice right now.
Oh.
Black Axeman got knocked for a loop. Lady Superbia and Madame Muscle are still duking it out back and forth. And Monarch is dealing with the Earth guy.
Black
Who
Axeman
just-
is what?
Yeah, that who just spit plasma at you.
Yep.
I have a feeling every one of these guys have a redirect of some sort. Almost like the Nazis planned for us.
Well, the Black Axeman is no longer an Axeman because he doesn't have his axe.
No.
He's just black.
He's black.
He's just a black.
A redirect, huh? Okay, well, I want to blast somebody, but if they're just gonna bounce off, that's not cool. Tell me about the hole.
They're
And
they're
they're
around the hole.
Can I see in the hole?
Not from the vantage you're at, but you could fly up.
Am I still flying?
No, but you could if you want to.
Okay, might as well. 26.
Okay, so you take off into the air, and you are flying much higher than you anticipated.
Okay.
You can see down the hole, though.
What's in the hole?
It looks like it was just a man-made tunnel of some kind. Probably this Earth guy, maybe he has Earth-based powers and just burrowed up under where you guys were at.
So we can't tell like where it leads to from here.
Not necessarily, no.
Can I see the other team headed this way?
At this point, yes, you can see another one of those transports
Helo?
coming this way.
Okay. Shoot. No. Is that an action? I still can't blast somebody.
No, you still can.
Except I probably shouldn't.
Not the rock guy.
I will leave
What?
that up to you.
The rock guy?
Yeah, like not that Earth guy, not that Earth. Yeah, just don't shoot at him.
I'm going to hold my action
Okay.
for now. Switched out some more dice.
Okay. That brings us to Dale.
How close were we then to our actual objective, like getting to the base? Like, if we were to run to the base, would we get there rapidly?
You were about 2/3 of the way there.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you just hot-foot it on foot, possibly, yeah.
Can I tell if the Justice Legion is mainly focused now on the Nazi group, or are they still some of them attacking us?
It does appear that they are focused on them. However, even Monarch is having problems with the Earth guy.
Okay. All right. Monarch's having problems with them. So, through the psionic link, I tell the team, focus all of your efforts on the Earth Rockman fighting Monarch. Everyone converge on him. Physical attacks only. And then I go ahead. And is he like on top of a building, or no? He's like on the ground floor.
Yeah, he's on the ground.
Like...
They've been duking it out, but the way he's been fighting is the ground kind of moves like water for him.
Okay. Okay. Then Hyperion's gonna Hyperion and try to charge into the rock guy.
Okay.
Hyperion
I guess, smash.
Yeah. I guess rolling to see how many fighting moves I get first.
Okay.
Not that many. I got a 20 and a remarkable, so nothing there.
Okay. So just the one.
Okay. All right. Now the charge. Yeesh. 17. Still nothing.
Okay.
I didn't touch your dice.
I know.
So I take it you're like just punching him or physical attack?
I was, yeah, like I guess that would make the most sense because he's still, yeah, I would have just gone up and tried to punch him really.
Okay. So you swing on him, and as you do, like part of the ground rises up in front of you and you connect with the ground. You don't actually get a chance to connect with him. Just
okay.
Oh, I got the hiccups. Hang on a second.
Get rid of those.
Can I use my okay, we're not finished yet.
There we go. So go ahead.
Can I like drop down on him?
By just stop flying, you can sure try. Yeah.
And like
she's gonna give him the people's elbow.
Yeah, something like that.
You're from up in the air. You're going to give him an elbow drop. Sure, go right ahead.
I'm probably gonna break myself.
Can you smell
what the Lightbringer is cooking?
26.
All right.
I just gave you a reroll.
Will that matter though? I mean,
okay.
Come on, I want to see a 30-foot people's elbow.
So, are you going to use your reroll or hold it?
Yeah, I'll reroll.
Okay.
45.
Okay. So, at this point, from roughly 30 or 40 feet up, you just stop flying and drop an elbow. Give me an endurance check.
Yeah. Okay.
That looks like something I would do.
What'd you get?
65.
65. Okay.
It's green.
You take no
You're bad
damage,
influence,
thankfully.
Freddie.
Your armor actually absorbed it. However, your elbow drop like did nothing to him. He didn't even bother to block. You're just like, ha, poof, and you just like, you connect with him somewhere on his body and like fall off. Although it did smart, you got kind of like hit like right in the funny bones. You have to take a moment. You're like, ah.
Okay.
They're learning from me. Is that a good thing?
It hurts. It stings.
But I broke another rib.
All right. So top of the so at this point you end up seeing a transport come flying in, and you end up seeing 3 people drop out. Two drop and take to the air. Another one drops down to the ground, and that one's Sagan. So you already know who she is. One comes off, and they've got like fire kind of rippling around their body. The other one, as they drop out, they have kind of this almost as if it was like a sun in a death spiral, with like the blackness kind of coming off, like a black sunspot sort of look on it.
Okay.
You guys were actually briefly introduced to these two on the ship. This is Dark Sun and Sunburst. And they quickly join the fray. Top of the round, at this point, it looks like Lady Superbia is starting to get the upper hand on Madam Muscle. As they are, they've taken the fight off to the side and smacking each other hard enough, like loading up with each punch. So I mean, you're hearing these loud like claps of sound as fists are connected to body, and bone is starting to shatter a bit. Captain Murder at this point manages to worm his way out from under the ice. Black Axeman at this point is still nowhere to be seen. And the Earth-looking guy has got a hold of Monarch by like his legs, and is treating him like he's like
We all know this
Loki.
scene.
like
Yeah.
basically like he's just a carpet, just like
He's pulling a Loki.
Yep.
Okay.
And so Current at that point ends up firing electrical current at Madam Muscle to put her down. And she's looking to join the fray with the Earth-looking guy. Deep Sea gets off of, ends up getting off of Hyperion, and grabs a hold of Hyperion and wings him into the Earth guy.
Okay.
Just like grab the hold and says, "Ha!" You have a one brief moment if you would like to try to convert this to a fighting attack and do like the whole put your fists up in front of you sort of thing to
Totally.
turn yourself kind of into like a living rocket, as opposed to, you know, I'm a dude beating a dude with another dude sort of thing.
I am an android-shaped missile.
Yes. Negative. I am a meat popsicle. Go ahead and give it a roll.
Okay. Is this for fighting or
Just
agility?
fighting, yeah.
Okay. Yikes! No, you know what? I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Well, I have it. Okay, here we go. And I'm gonna put 25 points in it this time.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay, 66, 25, 91 on a remarkable. That is a yellow result.
Okay, so bam. So at this point, you kind of like buckle, you kind of ball up a little bit more, and you know, aim your fists, kind of like a more like an oblong shot put sort of maneuver, and just bam, you connect with him with such force that you actually punch your way through the rock guy and come like tumbling out the other side.
All right.
And it is at this point in time he figured out he was just Earth. In my best Morgan Freeman sort of voice.
Right.
Hyperion, superhero.
Nice.
So top of the round, Shelly.
So
Kind of like Sandman, then, right? Where he like literally is
Kind of like
manifesting.
Sandman, yes.
Yeah.
When he turns
So-
to sand, yeah.
Earth Dude is just a mound of dirt now.
No,
No.
he is
He's
still
a-
fighting. He's got a hole
he's
in
a-
him.
He's a man-shaped dirt structure with a hole.
Yep.
Okay.
Electricity turns sand into glass.
Yeah, but ground conducts, and I don't want to end up shocking everybody, especially if he reflects.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tase Miss Muscle.
She's already down.
Oh, she's already down. So
Yes.
it's just the golem dude that's up.
Just him and
Captain Murray.
Captain Murder.
Oh, him. Okay, I'll tase
Black
him.
Axeman is still.
MIA.
Yeah, no one knows
So-
what happened to Black Axeman after his axe blowed up.
He went home and cried. That's a 60.
My axe.
Okay.
I tase him, and that is on.
Well, you can't tase him. That's a power stunt. You have failed to do
Right.
your power stunt. So you're just
Well,
zapping him
yeah.
with electricity.
Yeah. So that's an amazing 50.
Okay, so he tries to roll out of the way, but it's not successful, and you blast him outright with the electricity.
Okay.
50 points of damage.
50.
Nice.
Minus any sort of protection you might have, but yeah. He got
Okay.
hurt.
Ouch.
So Justin and Derek. So Justin.
Captain Murder's getting back up, isn't he?
He doesn't
I
appear to
just
be
knocked
getting
him
back up.
down.
Okay.
He what?
He got zapped with electricity, but he doesn't appear to be down.
I'm going to charge through the arm that's holding the Monarch with rocket travel.
Okay. Turn yourself into the living bulldozer. Agility check to ram him. Ramming speed.
That is going to
Ramming
be
speed.
64.
Okay, so you accelerate as quickly as you can in that short distance. You don't break the arm, but you do impact it with enough force that you have freed Monarch.
You're welcome.
Derek.
Yo. Captain Murder's getting pummeled again. I want to try to encase him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Like I'm not burying him. I'm encasing him.
Sure, go ahead.
As we
Okay.
now commit brazen murder.
No, I encase him. He's super. We're going full on with these guys. 46. I don't know if that is. I want to see if I'm going to re-roll or not. That's a green, barely.
Okay, so you throw more ice at him off of the ice that big ice chunk that you've got, and you freeze him in like this big mound of ice that's there.
He's effectively caveman now, like caveman encased in ice.
Encino Man.
Is what I'm. Yeah.
Brit.
Okay.
At this point, the only active Nazi, quote unquote, would be the Earth guy
Yeah.
who you elbowed.
Yes.
See, that's the most embarrassing hit
Totally.
of the entire thing.
Thoroughly. I'm gonna try and blast his legs with my UV.
Okay, go ahead and make an agility
It's
check.
like,
Ow.
44 at agility is remarkable. 44 is green.
Okay, so from the actually not from the sky, she dropped herself. So she picked herself back up and fires a low shot at his legs, and you end up doing a good bit of damage as you see fragments of the of rock and earth go. You'll end up going flying. At that point, So Dale, you are the outside of Angler and Monarch. You are the closest right now of everybody as you start to see like fire and fire come down and strike the Earth guy, as well as some sort of black viscous energy looking thing coming from Dark Sun that strikes ends up striking him. And you from your off to your side, you end up hearing psst, psst,
And I look.
and you see it's Battle Hymn Bell, and she's got a collar.
A collar, like as in something that like inhibits
Inhibitor
her.
collar.
Inhibitor collar.
And she's motioning like she's about to throw it to you.
All right, yeah, I'm ready to catch it.
Okay, so she lobs it. Go ahead and give me an agility check. I just need a green check to catch it.
Yeah, you say just a green check, like that's an easy thing. Okay, on the worst thing I got, typical. Here we go.
Oh no!
One.
Oh,
No.
30. No, I don't get it.
That sounds like I heard 90.
So you go to as you pick yourself up, you see it, you're like,
Don't you
yeah,
have a
throw it. And it
reroll?
goes like right over your shoulder, sort of thing. And true to form, very Big Trouble in Little China. She just kind of like looks at you as it goes flying over. You're just like,
Do I have a chance to catch it?
no, you didn't see it. She was alerting him to it at that point.
Okay.
So top of the round at this point. So
Top of the modern MP.
So the Earth guy at this point, you feel the ground starting to buckle under you, Angler.
I'm in the air right now.
No, you didn't break through. You connected to him with
Oh.
impact.
Okay.
You still have your rocket shielded up, so it's not like you can't take flight. But you didn't break through, which would have helped you continue flying.
I'm going to take flight and get up.
Okay, so you're going to dodge. So give me an agility check.
Come on, dice. 63.
All right.
Sweet.
So you see the ground almost kind of liquefy a bit, like it was reaching up to suck you under as you rocket your way up into the air to get out of the way of that. And that does end up capturing Lady Superbia around the ankles, or around the knees, I should say, who's trying to fight it. And Shone, give me a check for that as well.
$10.
All right. So you were probably focused more on your efforts to fry Captain Murder at that point, when the ground comes up and ends up encasing you all the way up to your hips and is literally like sucking you down like quicksand that was alive. That is and they're of course still fighting and trying to reject and whatnot. Shelly, it is your action.
I'm going to hit the ground that's trying to suck me in with. I'm going to fill it full of electricity.
Oh, ouch. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That's an 89.
Ooh, go ahead and roll your endurance.
92.
Okay, so you are definitely not knocked unconscious, but basically what ends up happening, what happens basically when current meets current? Big explosion. Big shock.
Quick blast.
Yep. Which is basically what you did.
If she went
I'm not
face to
getting sucked
face,
down
it
anymore.
It would be a very large
Oh
explosion.
yeah, no, you're not.
with
You're definitely not
compressive
getting
force
sucked down
and
anymore.
everything else.
So, you're airborne at this point. So you're like, bam! So you go flying like way up into the air. You take 50 points of damage.
Does my suit absorb any?
Yes.
Does your suit absorb electricity or energy? I should say. I think it
Yes,
does.
it does.
Yeah, 10 points.
So you
Okay.
take 40,
Okay.
and that is before the fall damage.
Oh.
So your suit does not absorb against impact. So you end up taking another 15 from the fall.
It does protect against physical.
Protects against physical attacks, yes, not impact.
Isn't
Impact isn't
that
quite
the
the same.
Like falling from a height is
Like
still
imagine,
gonna hurt you.
imagine wearing Kevlar and then falling off of a building.
Right. That's
Oh.
nothing.
Technically, by RPG rules, yeah, it should probably absorb something. By reality rules, no, that's not going to help a bit.
Not how physics works.
So that was your action. We're now down to Justin and Derek.
I have a question.
Justin is rocketing straight up into the air.
Is he reforming? Like, is he able to? Does he seem to be able to bring back the rock that was lost?
Give me an intuition check. Good question.
96.
All right. Night Davy Jones. Yeah, we're almost done. Yes, he is reforming.
He calls out, "Catch me if I fall." Sleep.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, I know the risk. 85.
All right. So there is a shudder for a moment as you end up seeing the ground all around you collapse, and there is just a guy in kind of a basic one-piece jumpsuit that just is there on the ground at this point as you end up seeing Angler falling from the sky.
If I'm close enough, I try to jump up and catch him and soften his fall.
Soften his fall with your metal body.
So first to react would either be Justin or Brittany.
What about or me?
Or
Me?
not Justin, sorry, Derek, yeah. So Derek, you can attempt to rely on your overly powerful ice attack, or you can attempt to let Lightbringer possibly catch him in the air.
I'm not thinking about her. I'm seeing him falling. I'm going to project myself up and be able to come down on a slide.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a check.
Agility, power, what?
No, just give me a power check at this point because you're launching yourself.
Okay. 82, excuse me.
Okay. So you immediately you basically make a bunch of ice to project yourself forward, and you grossly overshoot him. So you've basically cannon shotted yourself up into the air. You're flying through this part of town.
Well, isn't that part of my ice my ice slide to where I can kind of go? That's like what I was looking at originally.
Ice slide is something you run and then you start making just little slides along the ground and you start basically skating.
Oh, okay.
You don't have Iceman power yet. I think is what he's saying.
Similar.
He has similar power, yeah. But what he attempted to do was basically cannonball his way up into the air, projecting himself by making a bunch of ice, which he did, but he overshot. So Lightbringer?
Yes. I'm going to try and fly to catch him.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
I'm going to add my last 20 karma.
Okay.
And also, just as a note, I would try to use my knowledge of physics to calculate the angle at which would cause.
Well, let's first make sure you can fly, and then I will definitely allow the other roll.
89.
Okay, so you are definitely
109.
Being under stress is clearly helping you focus for some reason to do what you need to do flying wise. Give me a reason check to gauge where you're going to need to go.
72.
Okay. You are able to
Nice.
gauge basically as you're flying, you're able to swoop down and catch him just as Xenofreeze goes flying right past you.
Yeah.
Ba-bang! So you may want to catch him too.
Can
How
I
strong
like
are you?
10?
So
I'm a
good
350-pound projectile.
My 350-pound projectile.
I'm gonna break my arm if I try to catch him. What's
well,
your?
you
do have
did
good
just
endurance?
attempt to elbow drop from the sky.
I know I'm full of bad ideas today.
I
know
mean,
what?
you
I'll
might
just-
as well start running around the battlefield shaking on the ring ropes like the Ultimate Warrior at this point.
should
She's
I-
like going up and smacking people. Woo!
So you're suggesting that I try and catch my other brother as well?
Well, again, even with him weighing what he weighs, if you're able to catch up to him quickly enough, you could probably steer him away from like something that might impale him or cause more
I
harm.
mean, I'll give it a try. I'll use my physics brain.
Okay, go ahead and give me a reason check.
40, which is
Your
still
reason,
green.
yeah, I was going to say your reason's pretty
If
high.
it's
Okay,
excellent or more.
so
green.
you've got a hold of angler.
Remarkable.
You've got a hold of angler at this point, and you're flying and catch. You basically match the velocity of Xenofreeze before he's getting too close to the ground, and end up like you kind of grab his arm and then fly him into a pool.
Redirect.
So he would naturally take some damage, but he has some armor which basically helps absorb part of it as he tanks into the water. But so big gigantic splash, but thankfully no real harm.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so as we wrap up the night, let's put this on Dale as team leader. Dale,
Sweet. Yeah.
using your reason,
Yeah.
as your and I don't think you have anything tactical to add to it. Give me 3 rolls.
Okay. All right.
If you have karma, you may add it.
Can we add our
Okay.
karma that we have
No.
left?
I might as well add to the first roll. I only have 25 left, so I'll do that. My reason is amazing.
Okay.
First roll. Good thing. 23 plus 25, 48. So that gets me a green result on the first.
Okay.
Next 2 have no bonuses. It's only a 30, but that still gets me a green result.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Last one. 39, green result again.
Ooh. By the skin of your teeth.
Green, green, green.
So,
His teeth
And I
don't
pink it
have-
up and say hello.
here's what ending the scene tonight on a narration because everything ran long. You are able to so with the people that you have managed to take the Earth guy in. You've managed to take Black Axeman in.
Did they find him?
You managed to, yeah, he got blown like 50 yards away. And was just like completely unconscious still. So you got him. You got Madam Muscle. So you got the 4 flunkies. And you managed to narrowly catch up to Hydric.
What about Captain
You
Murder?
unfortunately did not get any of the research before the base blew because they set it up for a self-destruct. But you did manage to capture the main people that were here.
Nice.
Including Captain Murder, right?
Including Captain Murder, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I said all 4 guys.
Oh, okay.
And then Hydric making
And
5.
Hydric.
Yes.
Gotcha.
There was only one individual that you ended up missing, and he was the other one that was believed to be tied to it. He didn't get mentioned a whole lot. But his name was Was oh, you know what? It's on a different note. It was John something or other. Hold on a second. John Stelzner.
John Smith. He was out
Right.
singing with Pocahontas.
Reichsmarshal John Stelzner. He is the only one that managed to get away from that group, but you managed to capture them all. Despite the lumps everybody took with the assistance of the Justice Legion. However, there's obviously still some problems which will be talked about later, I'm sure, through RP.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are we still under arrest?
With the fact that the Justice Legion was there. They bug out before any sort of news media or whatnot come around.
Of course.
Because they can't directly be involved. You do get a Lightbringer, you do get a thanks from Battle Hymn Bell. But quietly, obviously, with the other ones around. And we will talk about the wrap up of the war afterwards. Well, I'll get to that from next game.
So that means
for what it's worth, in passing before like they take off, what was her name? Current.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you realize that I was not trying to harm you. I was only trying to defend myself.
She flips you off.
charming.
It's something Freddy would do, isn't it?
So
you know what? That's fine. It's just like, okay, whatever. I wasn't trying to kill you.
So that is where we'll leave it off. We'll get a updated report as the ending of the war as of next game, but the war has ended.
Yay!
With the fall of the new Reich that had popped up in Argentina. So now it's just a matter of
Reich.
What's going to happen from here on out. So congratulations. That was the wrap for season 2. I know we ran really long on this one, but thank you for hanging.
Yeah.
That's what monsters.
It was epic, and no, I wasn't trying to kill myself.
That was good.
Oh,
it was fun.
Give me another
there's a
roll,
reason I asked
Angler.
that very specific. Sorry.
Give me another endurance check.
Another endurance roll. Okay.
Yep.
After the fight, he's like,
that is going to be a 78.
Okay. So you in utilizing the pearl to knock the Earth guy out again, who you guys end up finding out his name was Earthbreaker. You have wound back up with like the entirety of your arm at this point, mauled like it was before. So you are spending time in the tank to get healed again. Although you're not knocked unconscious.
This time.
I actually had a very good reason. This wasn't me flagrantly using a power trying to kill myself. But when he said he was beginning to reform,
yeah,
all that meant is that fight is going to keep going on. It's like fighting Sandman.
Right,
if
exactly.
you fight him toe to toe,
which is fine. Just letting you know at first. Remember when you took that damage, it was your forearm. It looked like you dipped it in magma.
That's probably all the way up to the shoulder.
This is all the way up to your shoulder at this point.
Ow. You're never going to leave that tank.
So I hope you guys had fun. I had fun.
You had a blast.
I did.
More ways than one.
So interesting turn of events. Some things I didn't anticipate. You guys actually did way better against the Justice Legion than I anticipated. So kudos.
Best scene. The best scene tonight was Exion telling Hyperion, "Squeeze me."
That was pretty great.
Yes, squeeze me. What?
Squeeze me.
I also have to share this with you because my friend who watched us last night watched us tonight. And so he was trying to read everything. He says, "So I just reread the synopsis. So you're all half siblings, and your dad is a big whore." I said, "Yes." He says, Well, I figured out how he died. It was from STDs, nothing nefarious.
Yeah. Mystery
His
solved.
arch nemesis, syphilis.
Yeah, there you go. And that was actually his weakness too. So when he contracted it, it was game over. So our next game for this would actually be what is this? The 4th would be the 18th.
All right.
So we'll be here for season 3 at that point.
Yay!
And there will be a bit of a time lapse in between, so you guys can let me know, like, downtime wise, if there's one thing you would want to focus on, not multiple things. I've got other stuff I need to do for the game as well. But we'll probably take a time lapse of about a month.
What, Drum, are you telling us that you don't have infinite time?
I do not have infinite time.
Oh,
So
And you're not a
my image of
speedster,
you has just
so-
been blown.
yeah. So thank you guys all for tuning in and watching. Davy Jones, thanks for watching. I know you tuned out a little earlier, but I'm sure you'll see it on the replay.
I think I need to have dinner with Grandpa.
Oh yeah.
Live!
There's that too. And then for those of you who might be watching or who watch the replay, don't forget we have Cyberpunk coming up on Wednesday. That'll be at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, 4 of us are in it.
New game. So set in 2030. So hopefully we'll see you guys there. And with that, we'll go ahead and tune out. Good night, guys.
Peace.
Good night.
There we go.